Happy Tuesday, everybody. Good morning. Yeah, we usually go on the Patreon on Tuesday, but decided why? Why go on the Patreon? Let's talk to our friends. Let's have some fun this morning. Bobby was running around this morning, I guess running errands or solving crimes or something. He's like, I'll be a couple minutes late. I'm out and about. I'm like, out and about. It's morning, but good morning, Bobby.
Good morning, Pat. Yeah, I had woken up and then I've been trying to get back into running. So I just was dead. My phone wouldn't text right. You know when you're kind of sore and then your ankles don't work, so like you're putting your shoes on but you fall over four
Yeah.
times. It was one of those mornings but donuts accomplished and now donuts for the audience cuz you get a freebie.
Oh, yeah. You get a freebie, but you also don't get a freebie donut. So,
No. And dude, I was running late enough that all the high school kids had already gone through, so Raja was in a good mood. It was a good day.
Raja doing well. I was in a good mood yesterday, but I was annoyed by something. All right. Bobby, now you don't really produce comedy shows.
No.
So but okay, have you ever asked anyone for a guest spot? I know the answer, but
Literally
I'm just
how I
asking.
stay alive. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right, okay. Now, if you ever thought there was any chance that maybe you've bothered this person before, or maybe done something rude to them or something like that, or don't really know them that well, but I mean, you know them enough that they're comic. Do you still ask no matter what? Like if you know there's a spot, or do you have ground rules and stuff?
If you've given me a real spot before and we're still on good, like nothing, no incidents have happened, I'll ask you for a guest spot. If you're the headliner, like basically there are 4 people or 5 people I'll ask for a guest spot.
You have history with them, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, yep. Or it's the club. Like Yonkers tells me if I'm stuck in town and I don't have any gigs, just come here and we'll work you on. Literally on Saturday, I was barking and they were like, "Oh, Vishnu already offered us tickets because the club had booked me, not them." Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense. That's the way. If you're gonna do it, you should do it. A couple of weeks ago, I think I mentioned on here quickly that I was performing at a place and I was recording a lot of the material because I wanted to work on some new stuff for the album. And someone had stood in front of the camera and talked for the entire half hour. I think I might have mentioned on here. If I didn't, no
Oh,
big
I
deal.
don't. I think this is news to me. But that's
Okay, I don't know if I
frustrating.
mentioned on here. So, well, it's more frustrating. The person who was on the show with me was a guest spot on the show by someone else. I didn't give him the guest spot. We already had we already had me headlining with 3 other comics and a host. Each one, the host and the 3 other comics, each doing 15 minutes plus. And then he lets the guest spot do 15 minutes. So I'm going up with by the way, the room, and the guy's a nice guy, so I'm not shitting the guy who books the show. Overthought this room. He had the room set up for like 150 people, folding chairs in a hall of an American Legion. Dude, we had 28 people scattered. It looked like a sad in the picture I put up, I'm saying I am running an AA meeting, and people like that one a
Yep.
lot. That it's that picture. Now, the guest spot person went up and did like way too much time. And I'm like, how long are they going on? Like the show's going forever. The other people were paid and booked on the show. They were supposed to be doing time. If he offered them that time, he wants to run a longer show. I don't question how people book, but we didn't need to add the extra person. Supposedly they this extra person went to an open mic, won a spot on this show. But I was told by the guy, he's like, "Oh yeah, I did that." I'm thinking if they win a spot, maybe they'll bring some people. Well, they didn't bring anybody, so I don't know why we're giving them 15 minutes. Give them 5 or 10. You know what I mean? If you want to book, give them 15. Let them do 5, then book them the next month. Give them 15 then. If you want to do that,
One
let
hundred percent.
incentive in that way. But you already gave us spots. I don't care about the spot. I'm doing my time regardless. I'm getting my money regardless. I asked for a certain amount of money. I saw there wasn't a lot of people in the seats. I didn't go, "Oh, I feel bad. You want to give me less?" No, I get my money. It wasn't on me. I wasn't asked to promote this thing. Whatever.
It wasn't a Pat
Anyway,
Oates show. It was a show somebody else booked you as a headliner. It's not as
yeah,
much
and
on you.
I know I'm headlining, but I'm not, and I will promote, but I'm not worried about
It's
that. I
not a
have
show
no
you get the door of like in Derby.
right,
Like
yeah.
when
Which,
you're
by the
running
way,
your own show.
buy
Yeah.
tickets ASAP. Ain't nobody buying shit this Friday, but anyway, I ain't sold shit. It's Friday coming up. Anyway, though, so when I went up, I was. It's not like I was trying to record something to post or whatever, but I'm working on some new stuff, and I haven't really doing video of it. I've just been doing audio of it. And I set up my camera where the comics were sitting, but it was on a table standing there. When I went back, first of all, when I got back home, I got a DM from this woman that night. And she was like, You were hilarious the way you handled a small crowd and you push forward. Really great watching you tonight. And then I go, all right, thanks, whatever. And she goes, if you have any spots or anything, like it was kind of like saying something just to ask me for shit. I said, all right, lady, whatever. Thanks. Then I go an hour later to watch the video. And I can't hear my audio because this woman, for the entire half hour, talked to two people that were her fans or whatever, or just like friends of hers that came to the show. So to the point where there's no way she even knew if I did well. Because the only time I had to deal with a tough crowd is when I didn't realize it was her and I yelled to the back, hey, the people in the back, can you shut the fuck up, please? And I heard, huh? That was there. It was her that I yelled, shut the fuck up to. And I didn't even realize that. Now, yes, was my camera set up in a spot where everyone could see it? No, I didn't do that thing where someone takes a giant tripod and jam it in the middle of the fucking room and act like I'm fucking gonna be what you call it, like Steven Spielberg making a big film. I fucking put it on a coffee maker in the back. And maybe if you didn't even recognize the camera, maybe she did not see the phone there. She might not. It was on a little tripod. That's it. Still, to talk during my entire fucking set as you're there as a guest spot on that, it's fucking disrespectful and fucking rude to talk to your friend and then have the balls to lie and say you watched my set so you can get a spot. So I didn't say anything. I wrote a post for like 2 seconds. I said, anyone else get pissed off when this happened? Then I was like, this is gonna cause shit. I don't feel like causing shit. She's not really known or anything, but I didn't want to be a dickhead, so I took it down. One of my friends saw it and said, what was that post real quick? 2 seconds. I explained it to him. That was it. Yesterday, this is a month later, 3 weeks later, I am driving on my way to an open mic with somebody.
27 days and 23 and a half hours later.
I'm driving with another comic to an open mic yesterday, and I get a message from this person saying, hey, I'm working on my set for, I'm going to be in Last Comic Standing and some other like Ladies of Laughter comedy thing or something like that. So like, can you give me a guest spot on your show this Friday? And I was like, I wanted to write so many things. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You literally talked. Now I'm going to bring you to one of my shows. You acted so fucking disrespectful. Now you're going to ask me for shit. I should help you with your little contest. By the way, a contest I want. If you're going to message me about Last Comic Standing, the only message should be, hey, you have any advice on how I can win since you fucking did? You have any advice how I can do well in that contest since maybe you're the one who invented it with Ryan Brown fucking years ago? Don't fucking ask me for fucking 5 minutes. And by the way, I don't think she even wants 5 minutes. She probably wants like 20 minutes to fucking do all that. Can I run my set? We don't have a relationship. I don't know you. Why would I let you come run a set at one of my shows when I don't know you?
You also have friends in that contest who, if you really were like, hey, you want to do a 5-minute guest spot to get ready? Like, if you felt like that important about Last Comic Standing,
I don't know if she has any friends that.
No, but I'm saying you personally, the guy booking the show Friday, you have friends in that contest that if you really wanted to help somebody out, you'd be like, hey, I got 5 minutes.
You know what? Not really. Not because it's the comics now in it that I'm like that I would give guest spots to aren't in that like maybe like Avery Quinn, but he already did. Like that's about it. But that's not. No, I wouldn't.
No, I'm saying if I'm
I know you're
asking
saying,
for guest spots,
I would never think that way. I wouldn't think
for guest spots. I'm not asking you because I go, he's got friends who he would give that guest spot to get them ready before me. So like if I wouldn't even ask you. I would assume that you've got people to throw in there. And
no, I don't play that game. I don't. No, to be honest though, and I know what you're saying. I don't play the click game. I don't do that. I don't only just take care of the people that are. So I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't give a shit about. Whatever you're gonna try to run fuck your 5-minute set. You should be able to do 5 minutes. You're a comic. I don't care about your fucking guests. You're running it. My show isn't a place for you to run your shit. I don't care. You're not gonna help me bring any tickets in. And I only don't do it because I have a standing spot of a 10-minute spot for the 15-year-old kid who I'm trying to help become a comedian. He has my guest spot forever. And
so that's a point. Yeah. Like you've got people would be my assumption. And instead of running her 5 minutes, this girl should try running for 5 minutes.
Nah, she's in shape, so it's okay.
Oh, I thought it was a different post I saw.
Oh no, I don't think you know this lady though, but what bothers me the most about it too is that the thought that everyone, and I know that's why I asked you at the beginning if you asked for guest spot. I understand you do it, and a lot of comics do it. Guest spots don't have to be on comedy shows. And for people who don't know or don't complain about this at the beginning, Guest spots aren't a set up thing. Back in the day when people knew how to run comedy shows, there was 3 comics on a show. There was a host, there was a middle, there was a headliner. No one knows how to do that anymore. Now it's 12 fuckers all doing the same amount of time, a showcase of the mortals. Because it's just unfunny people, not ironing, not sharpening iron. People not giving a fuck about watching people that are better than them. They don't want anyone better than them around them. They want all the mediocrity in the world so they can all be super friends and fucking high five and say, look what we did. We almost made one person laugh. Instead of having a show where a young person goes on and hosts, he's earned that spot. He watches the middle because he wants to become that next. He learns about tightening his act and making a structure of a set that flows in the middle. And in the middle, watching the headliner, learning from them about pacing and timing and how to close out a show and all that kind of stuff. And then sometimes, once in a while, if the guy who runs the show or someone on the show has a young comic catch their eye, they're like, hey, would you like to do 5 minutes? So they can go into the learning tree and kind of see a show, because a lot of times when you're going to open mics all the time, you don't know what you're writing towards. I met this young comic last night and she was like, I've been doing open mics for 3 months. I'm finally getting my first showcase and I'm kind of excited. I go, good. Once you do that, now you know what you're writing for, because you haven't seen an audience who actually bought a ticket yet. That's what the guest spots should be for. I know sometimes other, comics who get paid like that want to use it to work on things they want to spot, and I get it, but that's not what it was for. It's not for somebody who couldn't get paid and get work do that. A guest spot in a comedy world, it just means free spot. It's all it means is you weren't booked. But when comics hit me up all the time and say, hey, dude, can you give me a guest spot? It's like, I booked my show already. Like, I don't understand why people want to be on shows that are already booked. You can hit me up and ask for another thing. I don't need more shit on my show. My show's got 90 minutes of it. And I'm trying to be dick. When people say to me, well, don't you need extra people? Like, I don't need any of you people. I can do 90 minutes myself every day. I mean, people don't want to watch the Pat Oates Talks All Day show. I mean, that's what this is. But still, sorry, Bobby. But like, it really is. I don't need that in my life, and I really don't need some person who disrespected me. And even if she probably doesn't even realize she did, but you fucking stood in front of the camera, you talked the whole time, and then told me, and now you're gonna ask me for shit so you can work on something else. That spot's not for you. And I don't usually give out guest spots. That's why I gave out that one spot. I run a showcase to help out the younger comics, and I run a regular show. I mean, A, to make money for myself, more importantly, but B, for those reasons. But I mean, that's the truth. I don't want to run shows anymore. But because I don't like dealing with this new age of comic. Like, I had a fucking host of a show last night get mad at me because she was hosting the open mic, and after every fucking comic, she did like a recap quickly of their jokes. I don't even care about that. It's some hosts do it, whatever. I went up after, and all I said was, when I started my set, I said, I really can't wait for my fucking recap after. That's gonna be cool. And then I just started doing my thing. When she went back up, she started, and I've been nice to this person. I've never had any problem with her, but she started like yelling at me from the stage, like flipping out, going, "Are you shitting on me? I'm trying to work on my thing." And I go, I was just making a joke about your recaps.
Just trying to lighten the mood a bit, make people just laugh. That's
what
we do.
Was also, yeah, but other than that, what's ironic to that is, so you're bothered that I said something after you talked?
Dude, that's hilarious. Because now you're mad that I said something.
You're mad that I said something after you went on stage, and I reacted to it the way you have reacted to the first 12 people. Why are you mad? Why can't I work on my quickness?
I think she might be mad at anybody being quick.
I don't know what the fuck is going on, but like, I think I don't even think I should make it a piece of shit story, because the piece of shit story is me. I should just like ignore it. I shouldn't be complaining about it, whatever. But I don't know. I don't usually get involved in the state of comedy things, but it's been bothering me. It's like everyone is just complaining that they're not getting what they want. Everyone's trying to make clicks more than ever, and then it's like, I don't even start me on the whole state of comedy right now, where they're all being duped by this fucking Amway scam, like the don't tell comedies and all that shit in the world. It's just like, you don't get it. That thing is set up to use the people who aren't good enough to be in clubs yet all over the place, and they set them up and they send them to each state. They're like, here's your Dunkin' Donuts franchise pack, put on this show, you host this thing, you pretend like you get to pretend like you're booking something, which you aren't. We send you the real people who want to get spots. It's all the people that aren't getting what they think they deserve, and we're all building each other up. Now, it's good for stage time for young people, but they're just putting them to work. You want to be part of this? You can tell people you run Don't Tell Comedy, but in reality, here's 50 folding chairs and a screen to put up behind you, and run it in this weird little place in a tiny city that nobody wants to go to. Make it. We'll do advertising so it looks like we're sold out and crazy impact, but in reality, it's just another regular show. And then you're making other comics in the community know about it, but then feel like they're excluded because you were excluded in your little groups. Comedy's supposed to be. I don't care about the community, but we're not growing. No one's learning from that show. There's nobody good on that show to learn from.
Well, I think the best telling thing about the state of comedy is I got into it, probably 10 years after you. And I wouldn't have asked for a guest spot on that show because I assumed you were in a clique. Like you were pointing out how cliquey things have become, and that's why I wouldn't have asked you for a guest spot on this show. And I'm not saying you are in a clique, but it's fucking nuts.
I am my clique.
And here's the sad reality. Like a lot of these guys running Dotel, it is truly, you nailed it with a franchise, because there are 3 or 4 good people running those shows that were running shows already, that this place came in and was like, can we capitalize off the effort you've put in, so that a few people get duped into thinking it's the biggest thing in the world, when the reality is, like, Chris Allen runs shows in Richmond through Don't Tell. Chris Allen was selling out shows in Richmond for 5 years before they contacted him. So it's a good show because it's a Chris Allen show. And then
but now he doesn't. Like Chris's point, Chris doesn't have to care as much, and Chris can now do other things, and Chris doesn't have to pay for the advertising.
Yep.
I'm not shitting on a business plan. I'm just saying, you're right. No, but comedy's weird. But the click thing, it's funny. They even make the jokes around here. Like, the only click I'm in is like whoever lets me click my seatbelt into their car when they drive me somewhere. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
dude. It's like,
but it's not Miracle. A click. I don't do that. I don't try to take care of the people that I'm friendly with. They got to get their own work in. I'll help them. I'll go to mics and stuff and give them. I'll once in a while get them a spot, but I'll give anyone a spot that if I'm doing a show, if they want to bring me when I'm not driving to a show. I mean, that's really what it is. I don't believe in comedy communities. I don't believe them at all. Everybody thinks you need them. You don't need them. We need the stage. We need the place. It's cool that other people are doing what you do, but the fact that, like, all these like the woman that was hosting last night, for her to think that that's what she needs to work on, it's not her fault, but she thinks she needs to work on quips afterwards hosting a mic. That means that she's been around so many showcases that she really believes that everyone is supposed to be, the host is supposed to be talking and doing time after every person. Why wouldn't she think that? That's what she's I'm not shitting on her, but she's not watching regular shows. If she takes that style and gets booked by Stress Factory, they're going to be like, don't do that shit in between. The headliners are like, do your time, bring us up. That's your job. Your job, we don't need you to recap and do shit, whatever. So I don't know what you're working on. That's not, you're not practicing the right skill. You're using the gym equipment wrong.
I couldn't agree with you more. And
real quick, I hate to cut us off quick. Can you add your Twitter thing? Because if Terry did tweet it there, they can't see it there. Sorry.
Yeah.
I just saw that. I was like, oh yeah, you said Terry was like, put it out. And everyone's like, where's the bat signal then?
There we go. I think, as much as I'd like to thank Terry, I think he tweeted just the YouTube link too. So like, it's just like, click this to watch, but now we are live on.
Yeah, but no one likes us on YouTube. They like to shit on us by barely hovering their thumb over their phone.
Hey, that's all I like to do too, is shit on people while hovering over my phone.
So I'm the piece of shit, right? Because I'm the old man complaining about comedy.
No, you're not. To be honest with you, the piece of shit is these comedy clubs. That used to be the system, and then they got so power hungry that people were like, I'm going to go other places.
I mean, I don't know about your area, but all the clubs here are still doing the same system. These aren't clubs. These are just, everyone's just putting on their own shit. They don't want to put it on.
It got so bad within the clubs, and like them using the same 5 people over and over, that other people had to start making their own shows. And that's what led to
I don't see that. That to me, but I mean, maybe it's different where you are. Connecticut comedy has had to always be, if you want stage time, you make your own stage time. There's only so many clubs in a small little state. We got 4 clubs. You got 1 billion comics. What are you going to do? No, the comedy clubs shouldn't be doing it. The comedy clubs should have nothing to do with the local comedy scene. What are they? It's not a farm system. They're a business. They don't need fucking Joe Schmo's been doing it for 3 weeks. They don't need to grow anybody. It's not a community. It's a business. If I book a show, I can book the same 3 people every fucking week if I want to. And people can bitch, you book only these type of people, or you book this or that. I can book whatever the fuck I want. It's my business. It's not a union. We're not fucking working together. It's not you're a dork who signed a paper at an open mic, and I signed a paper at an open mic. So we both say we're comedians now. But I don't need to fucking take care of anybody, or I don't need to fucking grow them up. The comedy club doesn't need them. Why would they want local people? They want to make money. Like you're bringing in, if you're Comics and Mohegan Sun, you're bringing in a national act. During COVID, they decided to go with only one opener, not two. So that cut down on the host. But even then, they weren't hiring a guy who was the new guy. The new guy to them was a guy doing it 6 or 7 years. They're having people from all over New England travel to their club, packed out, and need to put on a great show. So people go, hey, the best comics, I want to see them here. They don't need a local guy. The local guy's supposed to put on his own shows in the area to learn how to fucking be a comic, to grow, to get the stage time. And when he's good enough, send the clip and then try to get discovered by the big time. The clubs have nothing to do with it. Then you got to put on your own shows. If you don't know how to run a show, if you've never run one show, you're a fucking moron because you're not learning the other side of the comedy. Because then when you get booked for the first time and you're ignorant to things like the light, or like if you need to show up on time because you just go to shitty showcases and you don't pay attention how shows run, I don't care how funny you are. If you don't know how to act, if you treat the wait staff weird, if you don't show up when you're supposed to, if you start taking videos when you're not supposed to, if you act a fool the whole time, they're not going to hire you back. You don't know how to act. The kids I know who go watch comedy club shows and go watch the other comics and watch those things, when they get booked, people have them back because they understand the respect and etiquette of comedy.
I don't disagree at all. I'm with you 1000%. I think the best situation though is like what Glessner and O'Donnell and those guys have fostered at Harrisburg, where the local scene has become a legitimate feeder system into the club scene, as in these guys book their own local shows once you've worked your way through that chain, and it helps there be like, this is
but they don't book the weekends.
They do. Like
they book the national headlines.
No. I'm sorry. No.
Once a month. I used to run a club like that too. It's called not having a budget, Bobby. You can draw it, you can dress it up all you want, and it's really cool they did that. When I ran Joker's Wild, everyone's like, it's so cool how you're helping the community. I'm like, I help the community. They won't give me money. My headliners, I would get good guys that I knew to come down once a month. So we'd have a Mark Norman, but for 3 weeks, I'd have the guy who was the feature in the area, or like I like Louis J. Gomez or Dave Smith. Those guys, the first time they headlined somewhere was with me because they didn't headline yet. So I could get them, and I could take a guy who's supposed to be a middle and headline him at a lower level club, and then take a guy who's been hosting local area stuff, and I can go, you want to try to stretch your legs and do 20, here you go. And then take young kids from the open mics and go, hey, if you do the open mics a lot, I'll try to throw you on a showcase, and then I'll let you host. I was lower level each time. I was my headliner was a feature, my feature was a host, and my host was a guest spot. And then my guest spots were just young kids that I watched at mics and said, you think you can bring 10 people? You can be on Saturdays. You think you can bring 10 people? You can be on Fridays. And I would build it up because I had no budget. Yes, it makes you want to go, because then I did my open mics on Wednesdays. We had 40 people. I did my showcases on Thursday, and then my shows on the weekend, and then my fundraisers on Sundays. And I would watch the mic and go, okay, you're doing well. We'll move you up to showcases. And then they still come to the mic and stuff, so I consider you. And then you would go Wednesday and Thursday now. And then I would pick you from that and go, okay, you can do a guest spot. And then the guys who started getting decent, who were hosts and middles, I also let them do the Sunday fundraisers so they could close and middle at those shows too. And then they felt like they were growing there. But in reality, I was paying them way fucking less than I paid anybody else.
Oh, yeah. That absolutely happens as well. But
right. So it's a nice sentiment. But they're doing it because the club is like, yeah, we don't want to spend any money. They're doing, those guys, the comics are doing a great job, but they wouldn't have been asked to do it if the club cared about what's going on there. Besides that, they're just like, we don't have the money for it. You know what I mean? You don't just hire a good chef and then just let the chef go, do you know anyone who wants to work the tables? They're like, what? It's like, well, should we hire wait staff? It's like, nah, just ask people you know. It's like, well, your food might not get delivered well. You're going to work good on the food, but the service might be awful. I'll clean it up. I'm good at what I do. So you come in and headline that, and it's a train wreck in front of you because these guys don't know what they're doing, and it's a place that they smoke weed at 3 days a week.
I couldn't agree with you more. And at the end of the day, it may be outside perception too, right? I look at it and go, oh, these guys are doing this, when the reality is there's no budget. It's a shit show. They're letting guys who are, booking other shows in Philly be a fucking national headliner now, and it's like,
because it also, and they're smart, and because it also gets them booked on their shows. They're using their worth. That's okay. Then we'll get away from the comedy. By the way, good morning, Terry. Good morning, Stormy. Good morning, V. Thank you guys for jumping on last second because we didn't even know we were going to be on the show. We'll get into stories and all that stuff here.
we got some breaking news according to Terry.
Nice. Yeah, I saw all that. He was going nuts. He was losing.
I even Googled it. It's legitimate.
Okay. So at the end of the day, to be a comic, you've got to hustle. You got to do more than just write jokes. Now, I tell every comic, I had a long talk with my buddy Andrew yesterday about, like, he's like, why isn't this working, that working? And I'm like, because you're worried about everything in the world except for your jokes. You write good jokes, and it's a long process, but you write good jokes, and you make those jokes connect with people. You ain't got to worry about the clicks and the other people and all that shit. Doors will open. He's like, well, what about gatekeepers? I go, that's a nice, fun, made-up word you use because it's on the internet. There's no gate. Where the fuck's the gate leading to? A shitty backyard? No one's gatekeeping shit. If you're funny, you'll go there. And by the way, if there's someone standing in front of a gate and they don't know you and they won't let you in, why would you want to go in that gate anyway? There's so many gates. There's a million paths to do it. And if you don't feel like you're getting stage time, make your own fucking stage time. Grow up with the diva art shit. You want comedy to grow in your area? Put more comedy in your area. Well, there's already 2 shows in my town. Your town doesn't give a fuck about that. Your town wants to the town will just go, there's also 30 tag sales every Saturday. Does one guy not have one because there's too many fucking tag sales? No, I see the sign that says tag sale. I may not go to that one, but it goes, there's tag sales in the area. Maybe I'll go to one soon. You know what I mean? If you see my comedy show and Bobby, you got one in the same town and I put up my thing and then later I see your thing, you might go to mine or yours, but you just now know there's comedy in the area and you might check it out.
Or both. Yeah, I may fall in love. I may go to your show and be like, that was amazing. I need another night doing comedy. And then you'll come to mine.
But here's the other thing. They don't even know, as far as you said, we give them so much more credit. They probably think we're the same troupe or skit group or whatever the fuck they think we are. They're like, it's the same comedy, probably, right? It's in the same town. You guys all travel together. I don't give a fuck what they think about it. We've now told them comedy exists. The same way you find out axe throwing exists. There's a mall over the place, and you go, I'll go to one of them. It doesn't matter which one I fucking go to. They just want to go laugh for cheap near their house and not drive far to a place where they have to park in a shitty city and deal with a club and this and that, if they have interest in comedy at all. But if it's a comic, I give you the only advice I can give you, you only get better the more you perform. And you only get better the more you can do your act in uncomfortable situations. Put on your own show, go to a bar, just be like, I'd like to put on a comedy show here. Do you have an off night? I can put something on. If you need help, listen, I don't care where the fuck you're from. If you need help talking to them about budgets and doing that, you message me. I will fucking talk to you about how to do your Amway sales pitch and get that fucking thing in. But once you do, here's why you're doing it. 2 reasons. One, and I'm just going to sound like the asshole person in comedy, but it's true. One, it's for you because you need to host those shows. You need to be going up there because you're going up cold in front of people and the audience is not ready, and you're learning how to deal with the uncomfortable. If you learn how to make people laugh and be comfortable in hard situations, when you are put into real ones at a club, it's the easiest thing in the world, and all you're worried about is your jokes. Nothing can distract you. Nothing can hurt you. 2, when you're hosting, you learn about the individuality of your jokes. When you go, I can go up there and do a joke in between 2 comics. I now know if that joke is strong enough to stand on its own or only works in my structure, or if it does connect when it's not surrounded by other things. You start learning about all those kind of things. 3, it gets you comfortable on stage. But 4, and most importantly, if your face is on a stupid flyer, people just believe you're good. So if you're on a stupid flyer that you made and you put it up and they see your face, other people go, that guy must be funny. He's on a flyer, and then he books you. Or he goes, that guy books a show. I better book him so he'll book me. And yeah, it doesn't suck. There's trades and stuff. And you make your discretion if you want to be the trade person. I don't always do it. I'm also funny and I bring value to the table. Some people don't. You want to get yourself out there. Stop going to the open mic and kissing the host's ass, or going there and thinking if you have a barbecue afterwards at your house with 12 losers that aren't funny and fucking tell jokes to the back of the room to each other, that's going to fucking get you shit. Get away from those people. You're hanging out in mediocrity. Fucking do your own. Say hi to them. How you doing? I hope so all is well. You getting any gigs? And then fucking walk away. Walk away and go do your own shit. I go everywhere. I'm not in a clique because I don't give a fuck about these people. I get jokes all the time. People go like, why are you holding a coffee here? And they're holding a beer. I go, because I'm at work, bitch. You should think about it being work. Well, you're drinking at work. That's why you're not going to get shit. I go to work with a coffee. They're sitting there going, I'm not going to do any jokes today. I'm just going to fucking talk about whatever's at the top of my mind. They see me with a notebook. They, what are you doing? I go, working out, just trying to finish off this hour I have to record in 2 months. And they're like, oh, where are you recording it? Like Fred's Bar and Grill in the basement? Yeah, I'm recording at Fred's Bar and Grill in the basement. That's what I'm doing. I had a comment the other day say to me, hey, do you need like a camera? I have a camera. I'm like, no, I don't need a camera. And he's like, well, why? I mean, who's recording it then? I go, a label. Like, and they go, bitch, I'm good. Like, and it's like, they're like, oh, because they're so low level, they don't even know who anybody is. And I'm not trying to brag or say anything, but it's like, pay attention to who's around you. I watch the young guys who are good getting work, and I watch how their work ethic works. I talked about this before. I like going to open mics. People my age don't go because of this frustration, but they also don't go because they're fucking lazy. Because they're like, oh, I'm good now, and I don't want to have new jokes. I don't want to be around that. I can't work in front of non-audiences. I treat it like Rocky 3. I the fucking tiger. I go when Apollo brings Rocky to his gym where all those black dudes are like, Arr, and he goes, see that shit in their eye? That's what you used to have when you wanted to fight me. That's that eye of the tiger. I like going to mics to being around people who still care about writing jokes, because then I write jokes. I don't want to be around a guy who's like, I've been doing this same set for 10 years at the spaghetti dinner, and the joke about my daughter when she's 4 doesn't hit as hard now because she's in college and she's at the show. You know what I mean? It's like, fucking write new shit. Someone said to me, why are you recording another album already? I go, that's crazy that you'd ask that question. Why am I recording another album? Because I want to write more jokes. I did one a year ago. My favorite part of comedy is not bringing laughter to people's hearts and face. Oh, I feel so good when I watch people. I changed their day. Fuck you. I didn't change their day. I don't give a fuck about their feelings. I took a dumb idea in my head and I worked the shit out of it until I made it a thing that's universal and makes people laugh. I got power over you, bitch. I elicited your laughter. I got your feelings. I love that feeling of creating something out of fucking nothing that came out of my head. If you laugh, great. But I don't give a fuck.
No, I get that. I would say be careful.
Yes, V, I am going off this morning.
I would say be careful going in the basement of Fred's Bar and Grill. That's where they molest kids. It's like that pizza shop in D.C.
And I never thought I'd say this sentence in my life, but you are correct, Cootie Queen. It is a lot of energy in the morning.
I'd say 50%.
Cootie Queen. I wonder how that coronation went.
Yeah. Better than
we now name you Queen of the Cootie. Here is Prince Crotch to award you the award.
Ugh. Better
the
than
Duke
Cooter.
of Grundle will be here to fucking knight you right now. Good morning, Cootie Queen. All right. Yes, okay. I'm done yelling. Bobby, we got breaking news. Are we going to cover that first? Do I need to look it up?
Should we do that tomorrow, you think?
If it's breaking news and we used to be the number one authority on, I think we should, right?
All right, let's hit it.
All right. Do I need to look it up quick?
I mean, no, the gist is there. I was right.
I didn't really I was yelling, so I didn't see a lot of it. So
Charlotte the Stingray is not pregnant. More than 3 months after the aquarium Shark and Lab by Team Echo in North Carolina announced Charlotte the Stingray's pregnancy, the organization's owner has confirmed the Ray is not expecting. Fans who have been riding the wave around the mystery of Charlotte the Stingray are finally getting some answers, unless they listen to POS, to which Bobby has said this since day one.
Since day fucking one, man. I'm giving you. I thought you were just being silly at first, and then I was like, then I agreed a little bit, and then I'm like, no, it doesn't. They kept giving us all the horse shit about like the way that whole thing works when you're making one child, that, and it could take longer. We don't understand stingray technology. But I also did ask you, I'm like, why would they announce it this early? You're like, it's not fucking real. And then the views kept going up. The community kept capitalizing. And you're like, yeah, they're doing all this to raise money. It's not real. They're faking a pregnancy. I know women be lying, all this shit. And you are 100% right, my friend. Yeah, you are 100. You deserve all the kudos in the world. You saw through that horse shit before anybody else. Even animals be lying.
So 3.5 months after the aquarium, the organization's owner, Brenda Raymer, has confirmed the Ray is not expecting. In an interview published May 31st, Raymer told the Asheville-based outlet Charlotte has a reproductive disease and that veterans have diagnosed the Ray with diapause, noting, We are still trying to understand a lot of these terms ourselves. I like that Brenda Raymer, the owner of the aquarium's level of knowledge, is the same as us. Where she's like, I don't know what some of these terms mean either.
Well, because she started. Remember, she was not a vet. She just was a teacher who decided to have a giant a fish tank, the one that looks like it's in a Chinese food restaurant, in her kitchen at first, and then kind of got a studio apartment where she put an aquarium in. She's Ringling Brothers, dude. She's the traveling fucking snake oil salesman. She came into the town. I've got a crazy thing for you. And then what would she do? We like, here's the announcement here, but don't worry, this snail's got a baby, or like next door they've got lizard babies. And they kept trying to give you other things. Here's the merch and t-shirts. Dude, I feel kind of bad for her because she probably thought nobody was going to give a fuck. She's like, I'll just say this and people in the town will know. But when it got nationwide, when Saturday Night Live did a fucking bit on it, like, when it be, this was, okay, this is how long ago it was. We're saying 3 months. You and I have been doing the morning version of this show since Valentine's Day week, right? Like, that's what it was. It was like in February when we started. Our first story was about that because my girlfriend's sister had sent us a TikTok going, did you hear about this stingray that's supposedly pregnant? It's probably got like Jesus babies or something. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. I'll talk about that. Because that sounds like a morning show type covered story. And then for a month, we every day did an update. And I gave up because it was like, when the fuck is this gonna happen? I'll just wait till the thing and we'll jump off. But like, and you were always like, I don't think this is real. It's going on forever. And it's wild. She probably didn't realize it was gonna snowball like this. And you can't just go, I was lying. And you can't be like, it's a miscarriage. Or you can't be like, I don't know what you do, but I don't know how you get out of that lie.
Well, as for Raymer's response to social media users who called the pregnancy into question and accused the aquarium of announcing it to get attention, she said this, Pat. I can't control what people think. I can only tell you what we know for certain. I've never been a liar. This was not a scam. This was not anything made up, but people do that. People have their own thoughts.
Well, she's got to say that because she sold so much merch and they were doing like streaming things and all that shit, that if she admits to like it's a lie and she sold merchandise on the truth, there are people, it'd be a long litigation. It'd be not worth the money to do it, but you could sue for money back or like lies or like, what you call bait and switch and all that shit. You think you're buying a t-shirt about the thing. It's not a thing at all. But so many people went to that aquarium. Now they got to see an aquarium. So it's not like, I mean, I don't know what people were hoping to see when they did go. Oh, it's a pregnant stingray. They still learned about stingrays. We get hoodwinked and shit all the time. Hey, come to this place and you can see this thing, but they really want you to come in the door to see the other shit. It's like how many stores are like, we have the best mattress deals there is, but they've got 3 mattresses left. And then you get there and they're like, yeah, oh, sorry, we ran out of mattresses, but look at all this other great shit we have here. And you're like, I guess I'm here. I'll walk around. You know what I mean?
Might as well check it out. Yeah.
Prime rib Mondays until we run out of prime rib. And then they ran out that morning because they never had prime rib. And you get there and it's like, do you have any more? Oh, God, we just ran out of prime rib. I'm sorry. But, man, you should try the lobster thermidor. Man, we got that. Well, I'm here anyway. Might as well eat lobster fucking thermidor.
Wait, what? Isn't your profit margin on the lobster thermidor significantly higher? It sure is.
It sure is, but hey, guess what? The lobster's pregnant. You're going to eat the baby. He's like, oh, no. Do that.
The museum put out a statement. We regret the delay of updates regarding Charlotte. This time was necessary to gather data and analyze lab testing results. These reports were shared with our care team. The reports show that Charlotte has developed a rare reproductive disease that has negatively impacted her reproductive systems. The findings are truly a sad and unexpected medical development. Our priority is to focus on Charlotte's health and well-being. We will work with and be guided by veterinarians and specialists to better understand this disease and treatment options for Charlotte. While the research of this disease is limited, we hope that Charlotte's case and medical treatment will positively contribute to science and be of benefit to other rays in the future. Pat, do we need to do who's a piece of shit in this story?
Yeah, I think we do.
The aquarium first announced Charlotte's pregnancy in early February, noting on social media she hadn't had any interactions with a male ray and that it had been holding this information close to our hearts for over 3 months. At the end of March, the organization shared a video in which it said Charlotte's pregnancy is the first documented case of parthenogenesis, a form of asexual reproduction in which the embryo develops without being fertilized by a sperm. In terms of timing, the aquarium added the typical gestation period for a stingray in mated pregnancy is 3 to 4 months. But that There is no known data regarding parthenogenic pregnancy or its gestation period. But as time went on and no pups were born, social media users started to wonder what was happening. And while the aquarium has faced critics over the matter, it also expressed its gratitudes for those who sent kind words during this time. We sincerely appreciate the incredible outpouring of love and support for Charlotte. The May 30th post continued, please respect Charlotte and her care team as we navigate this unexpected news and work to determine the best path forward. Who's the piece of shit in this story, Pat? Is it the fucking aquarium who knew that the stingray was pregnant? Brenda Raymer, you knew it was pregnant longer than the gestation period before you announced the pregnancy. That'd be like, Pat, if your girlfriend was like, hey, I'm pregnant. Well, how long have you known? 9 months. And then we waited another 9 months and you still didn't have a kid. You go, I think this bitch is lying to me about being pregnant. Is it Brenda Raymer for lying to the whole town and using them to back her story? Is it Charlotte? Because let's be honest, bitches do be lying. Or is it whatever Institute of California skipped the very obvious diapause option and went straight to Jesus Stingray? Pat, we'll kick it to you first.
First of all, it's not Terry Nee. Terry Nee nailing this, being the recorder of this. Thank you, sir, for bringing us this story and breaking news. We appreciate you always being out there doing that. And once again, I'm very happy that we went. So later on, when I say why we did it Tuesday, I'll lie like Brenda Raymer and go, because we had to break the scoop before everybody else. That's why we went live everywhere. Not because I just wanted to fucking see people and not be on the Patreon. But hello, Stormy. Hello, give me pesos. It's not Terry at all. But yeah, that care team's got to be fucking rough. It's not. I'm gonna say it. It's not Brenda. Brenda used social media the way everyone else does. She lied on it. How many women put filters on all the time and say they look when they don't? How many comedians put pictures of a packed house because they took a picture behind the two people when in reality no one's there? We always use it to say one thing when something else isn't really there because we want attention. Social media is for attention. This lady has a business that isn't doing that well. She thought it would thrive up in the mountain areas of fucking North Carolina and thought she would be able to teach all the mountain kids. She said, but her big quote, she wanted to teach the mountain kids about aquarium life. She had a dream. It might sound dumb, but I believe in dreams. If you want to, like we said the other day, Bobby, if you want to look for Bigfoot, motherfucker, I'm going to support you looking for Bigfoot. Brenda wants to teach fucking mountain kids about fucking sharks and shit. You go, girl. You do your thing. Now, was she lying to people? Maybe, but I think she was throwing that out there. If nobody bit on the Charlotte thing, she might have had other crazy lies and ideas. That's what people do when they run a business. They try to tell you how many places say they have the best cheeseburger in town. 10 places can't have the best cheeseburger in town. There's 10. The town's only got it. You're only going to have one best cheeseburger. And who is voting? You know what I mean? So you say your shit, you do whatever. It's society for giving a fuck about things we shouldn't give a fuck about. Who cares if a stingray is pregnant? Yes, you're like, oh, it's crazy. Because here's the thing. She didn't do the full lie. If Brenda wanted to really lie, she would have never done I forget the word.
Parthenogenesis.
Parthenogenesis, which is like the creation of one cell turning into a child without that. When people first were like, holy shit, is this like the immaculate stingray conception? She should have been like, I was spoken to by the Lord the other night. And the Lord said that you want to go hard, you get your fucking religious people to come in and go there and say this. Now all of a sudden you could be a nonprofit. Now you cannot write that because now you believe you have a religious belief about the Charlotte the Stingray cult following that's there. You can fucking you can keep that land the way it is. You don't have to pay taxes on your merch and shit like that. She didn't go crazy bad shit on this. She just knew that she'd be able to get out of it at some point. One point when it was over, she could just go, hey, our bad. It's not, we're still learning like everyone else on studying shit, whatever. So it's not her. It's anyone who fucking, like me included and all that. We did it for sensationalism because I wanted a fluff piece while we were saying awful jokes about pedophiles and everyone else in the news. They have one goofy thing that's like a Good Morning America. I was trying to think of a thing that like Kathy Lee and Coda would have talked about while drunk. Stingrays are pregnant. Like that's what I was trying to have as a goofy morning show thing. But we jumped on anyone, the millions of people who are following that fucking thing, not because they care about sea life, not because they care about Brenda's dream. It's because they wanted to be able to say to people, dude, I was the first one to see the fucking stupid babies come out of the stingray. So what? Then babies come out. Then what? They're not going to talk to you. They're not going to do shit. They're going to do what stingrays do, which is sometimes kill a crocodile hunter. That's all they do.
Usually.
So the piece of shit is the people.
For me, I'm going to disagree with you, Pat. The piece of shit's me. The piece of
right.
shit's me. Because I got so excited over this, and I got so excited that it was fake, and now that it's over, I feel kind of empty inside. I'm probably going to have to kill myself after this podcast.
Terry Nees now named himself our beat reporter, and I appreciate that. You are our beat reporter, sir.
Yes,
Already
sir.
pie in the sky. You're doing good. Bobby, I don't think that's true at all. I don't think it's over. I think, Bobby,
I'm going to kill myself after this.
No.
100%.
Bobby, here's how I'm going to change that.
Right here.
Bobby, God gave you a gift a long time ago, and I use it on this show, and I exploit it when I can. And I think sometimes you don't realize the gift you have. Bobby, you've called out women's bullshit from day one right away. No woman can ever talk and say anything without you going, that's horse shit. That can't be real. There's no way. You can't be telling me the truth. You're a lady. Everyone else is like, no, that's not true. They're people. We shouldn't separate men and women and what they say. We should believe each person for the content and their character. Like, nope, I don't do content. I do content. That's what I do. Yeah. If you're talking and you're a lady, I don't listen. And that's it. So from day one, you saw this. Every other story we do, when I bring up something, you go, piece of shit's the woman. I go, why? You're like, because she's a woman. Boom, move on. Next. What's wrong in life? Ladies, move on. You've always had this sense. Now, you're not always right, but you're always true to your character. And when it is when you are right, you deserve praise. So, my friend, you saw through the bullshit. You should not kill yourself. You should continue to fight the good fight here on POS Mornings. And whenever there are women lying, you need to be there and snuff them the fuck out.
You know what I say, Pat? If there's a woman lying.
Yes, Kish, we're surprised too. But there's breaking news, baby. Fucking Charlotte the Stingray and the babies.
We had to do this.
Beat reporter Terry Nee let us know, and we're here. It's not because I just got bored and didn't want to talk to two people.
One of them.
I wanted to yell about shit in the morning, but yeah, no, Bobby. Pat, first of all,
thank you very much. When I was a freshman in high school, we read that Tale of Two Cities. It was the best of time. It was the worst of time. And then I missed the Jesus metaphor. And I went, never again will I miss a Jesus metaphor in a book. And from that point on in my academic career, every book I looked for, it's the same way with women lying. If you just say they're always lying at some point, you're going to be right probably more often than you're not.
It's the same way with women lying.
Yeah, there's a good chance you're going to be right.
All right. So there it is, everybody. Charlotte the Stingray. Breaking news. Never pregnant.
Like
never pregnant.
Never once.
Lies.
Actually
make
barren.
Some money. What?
She's actually barren. Like Trump's son.
Or like the Snoopy when he flies a plane.
He's fighting the Red Baron.
Or like that pizza that's kind of like DiGiorno's but not as good.
That's not delivery. That's Red Baron.
Barren. Our fridge is barren. Not anymore. Where's the ad? This fridge looks like your womb. Barren and full of cheese. It's like, what the fuck? Okay.
And red. And very, very red.
Fucking pepperoni, I think. I don't know what those splotches are. You said you had something. Do you want to go first with your story, or I got plenty? What do you want?
Yeah, I think I've got a good one to mix it up off of the. Because you said we specifically had Charlotte here to balance out certain other things. We've talked a lot about P. Diddy. Have you heard the latest rumor?
No, I have not.
Justin Bieber gave Odell Beckham Jr. oral sex at Diddy party, according to Jaguar Wright and Toki Tony allege in wild clip. Jaguar Wright and Tokyo
Tony.
All,
why were the two of them together at a party? Like that even blows. What party has Odell Beckham Jr., football player in the NFL, and Justin Bieber, twink heartthrob, together at a party?
I mean, the key would be Nelly, right?
Yeah, Nelly, you know what? Yeah, he's the Kevin Bacon of black people.
He is the cat. I never knew that.
Yeah, if you really do that, you can always take Nelly and do like the 6 because of the movie shit and because of when he dated the Destiny's Child lady, because or sang a song with her. I mean, so because of that, he reaches out to so many more because you get to him, you get to Beyonce, then you get to everything. You get to him, you get to Adam Sandler, you get to everything. When you get to him, you get to Stone Cold, you get to everything. He because of those two things, he's now got that everywhere. Then you do the rap thing, he really is the Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon is you can take an actor or anyone there and you can find their degrees to Kevin Bacon, how close they are by saying like, you know, this person was in a movie, who was in a movie, who was in a movie, who was with Kevin Bacon. So you're 4 degrees away from Kevin Bacon. You can now do that game with Nelly.
And I think part of what helps Nelly too is he was real tight with Timberlake, right? So between those two, you could touch anyone.
Well, and because they were close because of Timbaland. So and you go to him, that's a fucking whole spawn with so many people. All of a sudden you're with what's her name?
Nelly is a great choice.
You're with Nelly and Boogaloo too. She's there, and then you get all the female singers.
Oh, what's that bitch? Furtado.
No, that's a different one. Right? Isn't she in Boogaloo? Yeah, Natalie. I think it's Natalie and Boogaloo. That's her name.
I don't think that's a name.
That's her name. Natalie and
I don't speak the language like you do.
No, it's Natalie and Boogaloo.
Jaguar Wright is certainly no stranger to making shocking claims on the internet. In the past,
Natalie Imbruglia. I'm saying Imbruglia.
Okay, you weren't.
Imbruglia.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. Jaguar Wright's certainly no stranger to making shocking claims on the internet. In the past, she shared wild accusations against the likes of Diddy, Nicki Minaj, Jay-Z, and Beyonce, and many more. For this reason, it is unsurprising when she was spotted alongside Tokyo Tony earlier this week. The Finding Love ASAP star has become known for her viral antics. So, Pat, I think the easiest thing we can do here is just watch what Tokyo had to say. What do you think?
Yes, but before we put that up, give me Bezos. I will be checking out that website. That I love when people do that. Like, have you seen the one where they're like, there's a game, another one where it's a game called Lesbian or Adam Sandler, and they cut off the head and they just show the outfits, and you have to guess if it's a lesbian woman or Adam Sandler by what they're wearing. And it's so crazy how many times you get it wrong. But I will definitely look for the lesbian Justin Bieber fucking website. Thank you.
Hell yeah. Unfortunately, I froze my internet, so we're not going to be able to watch the clip. But basically, she just implied that they were lesbians.
Yeah, and by the way, good morning, Matthew Sloan, former guest of the show. We'll have him back on. But he's such an alcoholic. If he changed it, but he said, "What's up, booze?" And it goes, "I mean, boys." But yeah, dude, we know. By the way, Matt's roommate, Jeff Lieb, will be on the show Friday. Jeff is blind and a comedian. Will be on the show Friday. So
hell yeah, that'll be fun.
No. I'm kidding. Jeff's great. Matt
it's not like
great.
Hey,
Matt, help him find the computer, please. He told me he's gonna have a couple of issues. Yeah, it's called sight. Help him make sure he can see.
In a new clip, Tokyo is seen singing alongside to some music when Wright interrupts to bring up Justin Bieber. Can we talk about why Justin Bieber's running around breaking up relationships, she asked. Because he was sucking that dick on them knees, she alleged. Wright agreed, similarly accusing him of performing oral sex on Odell Beckham Jr. He must have sucked the shit out of Odell's dick, she alleged. They got that boy on the clock. Of course, the two women are referring to a clip of Justin Bieber and Odell Beckham Jr. at one of Diddy's parties, which made its rounds online a few years back. Many speculated the two of them were hooking up at the event, which is completely confirmed. Some have theorized that it was somehow related to Beckham Jr.'s recent split from Kim Kardashian. Obviously, most aren't buying the duo's recent accusations, though they're far from the only shocking ones as social media users have heard from them in recent months. Who's the piece of shit in this story, Pat?
Is this real?
100%.
Okay, I know you make up stuff, but you're the kind of person that would go for the most obscure, like, okay, I'm not going to go with the most famous NFL player. Who's a player that everyone kind of knows but kind of fell in the limelight that also is known by things? You would go with Odell Beckham Jr. Bieber sounds very believable because he's Twinkie and all that stuff and because of the Diddy thing. But this is a wild mix of human beings that you're using right now. And I didn't know Odell Beckham Jr. dated Kim Kardashian.
I think it was right after Pete Davidson, but I could be wrong.
Oh, no. Did I freeze?
You froze.
And what's funnier? I froze right when on purpose, because my ADHD, I took the comments away for a second, so I won't be able to see any of the comments for a little bit when they come up. But it's fine. The freeze will go away in a second. So, Bobby,
Yeah.
go ahead. You do the piece of shit thing.
So is the piece of shit Jaguar and Tokyo? I mean, they're doing what they do. Apparently, they go online and say people do bad things and then they get attention for it. Is it P. Diddy for throwing these sex parties for male stars? Hey, being gay used to be a crime. Some, maybe 50% of this podcast still think it should be. So you have to do what you have to do to maintain your spotlight while being able to be gay. Is it the press? You said in your own article that this is probably not true, but now we're we're validating it like it 100% is, and you're putting this out there regardless. Like, I saw the headline and read the story on my show. I doubt I'm the only person, so I'm just throwing it out there. That the press might be the piece of shit for me in the story, though. Junior,
Sorry,
hey,
I'm back. There we go.
for me, the piece of shit would be Odell Beckham Jr. He let Bieber blow him, but then didn't come out and deny these allegations. Like, you should be at the front of this. Don't let Bieber go down for what you made him do. Pat, who's your piece of shit?
First of all, okay, because I'm confused on something, so you'll help me with. You're more of our person on the ground when it comes to why the Diddy things were happening. I always thought it was because Diddy at first. I guess it became a place where I guess famous men who were closeted could just have gay sex, but then he would record it like a Black Epstein thing, kind of like you could do your nasty shit and I'll let you do whatever. But I thought it was about him being able to blackmail them and do things, but I'm like, he can't do anything with Odell Beckham Jr. So I'm trying to understand why those people are there. But if we're gonna go with the thought and idea that they are there because they're just gay closeted, then it's not Odell or Bieber. But quickly, what were you gonna respond to?
No. I think what happened was it started out him blackmailing people, and then he became the first black billionaire. And so if you were a famous black celebrity, you just wanted to be friends with Diddy. And then there's a decent amount of that community. Like, as hard as it is in rural Pennsylvania to be gay, like, I can only imagine in the hip hop community how, you know what I mean? So, like, it just became a safe haven almost. Right. And then those people get victimized because they realize it's a safe spot. That's what I think, actually. The third time.
See, like the whole thing, I don't know if you saw any of the Kevin Spacey documentary when it was like that, but like it was all about the victims.
More like a cockumentary, am I right?
Yeah. There was something like that they said that on Matt and Shane. It wasn't cop, but it was close. It was something like that same kind of. No, so you're both great minds.
Great minds.
But in that documentary, it's all the victims, supposedly like younger actors who really were like shocked because Kevin Spacey would go up to them and be like, "Hey, I think you're fantastic, wonderful. I can nurture you and all that." And they're like comedians, stuff like that. They're just like so hungry to get good that they're like, "Wow, a guy who's a legend here thinks I'm great. All he wants to rub my shoulders, and now he's being weird and wants me to do weird shit to him." And you're fucking stars like the women were too. It's like it's not about male or female. It's about creeps and people like that. But I don't. So I could see it when it's like somebody who needs attention or somebody who has dreams and stuff. But all these people are more famous than Diddy half the time. Like Diddy is famous, don't get me wrong, but grandma test, people are gonna know Bieber more than Diddy a lot because of white communities, stuff like that. Depends on who your grandma is, I guess. But if you're a football fan at all or a sports fan, you know Odell because he kind of crossed those lines. He also went into like Met Gala shit. He was all fancy, whatever. The wacky. You might not know, but he's the guy who does flips and has a wacky haircut. You might know who he is. They're just there for the gay sex. The piece of shit in the story is Diddy. Hey man, I get it. It's you wanted to have cameras. You the power went too much. You really could have had a good thing going. You could have just had a place where, listen, if dudes want to fucking suck off other dudes, more power to you. You want to have that party at your house and let everybody do their thing. You want to fuck the father from Family Matters because sometimes it'd just be funny to fuck Carl Winslow. You do you, baby girl. You know what I mean? But the fact that you had all this recordings where people could find out and now get it, That's not cool. These guys went there because they thought they thought it was their version of the Viper Room in the 90s. You know what I mean? Where Johnny Depp had this place where everybody could go and just do heroin until River Phoenix died in the front of it. But even then, Johnny Depp's like, my bad. He didn't go, here's all the other tapes of all the bad things that have happened. Now get me in trouble. He just goes, I'll shut the place down now. They thought they had a safe haven for cock guzzling. And now they don't.
I like to think there's never a safe haven for cock guzzling, Pat, but that's just me. I also, this is kind of unrelated, but did you see there's a video going around of the latest Diddy guy accused of being
That's what they said on Matt and Shane. Yes, thank you, Kish. The documentary. So Bobby, you had yours too. But
yeah, cockumentary. Mine anyway. We went to the same place, kind of like all those gay men in Diddy's house. But I forget the point I was gonna make, so never mind.
Dicks.
No. Oh,
women are wrong. Thank God there was no women there, right, Bobby?
I mean, that's probably why he was filming, because he had to be like, these bitches be lying. I mean, I need video proof. But there was a guy on Charlemagne, and Charlemagne was like, what do you think Diddy's gonna say, or what do you think 50 Cent's gonna say when he hears the rumor Diddy fucked you? And Charlemagne asked the guy, and the guy's like, I don't know. What do you think he's gonna say? And Charlemagne goes, he's gonna ask you why Diddy touched your booty hole.
Charlemagne, it's not the greatest interviewer, but sometimes it's fantastic.
Then they had 50 Cent on, and they said, now 50, this is a 100% untrue. It's been, proven untrue rumor. What do you think about this? And he goes, what are you going to say the next time you see this guy? And Diddy goes, man, why'd you let Diddy touch your booty hole? Anyway, long story, a lot of fun. 50 Cent's the man. Curtis Jackson for president. And we may get to that story either today or tomorrow.
Ooh, breaking news. All right. Okay. Do you want something that's a callback to something we talked about yesterday? Or do you want our second big story we cover all the time, more Caitlin Clark news?
I think our fans have come to know us for Caitlin Clark, and since this was kind of a surprise, let's do the callback, and then if we have time, we'll get to Caitlin Clark. Because
Cool.
to be honest with you, I am a little concerned with Caitlin that we're talking about her too much, and the season's going to end in 20 games. We're going to have gotten all of our Caitlin Clark talk in.
Matt Sloan chimed in. I wasn't fucking asking you, Matt. No, I'm kidding.
Well,
Matt, no, I'm kidding. We'll get to the Caitlin. There's a lot there. I actually have 3 stories that all kind of tie together. But this is from yesterday's, because yesterday we started the show with talking about Pride Month and all that, whatever, and how you don't need to have months to celebrate your sexuality. So always leave it to a straight male who owns a bar to go, I'll capitalize on the opposite of this to make people like you and I even seem dumber, because it's exactly what we're saying you shouldn't do. We don't yell out that we're straight, but when you do it in a hilarious fashion, sometimes it works. Idago bar celebrating Heterosexual Awareness Month in June creates stir. A saloon in Idaho is drawing both jeers and cheers for its cheeky counter-programming to Pride Month, declaring June Heterosexual Awareness Month, billing it as a celebration of all things straight.
What the fuck's a jeer and a cheer? Is that the new terms for gays and...
Wait, do you not know? Okay.
No, I
was like, shit.
I know about the trans. I know about the gay buys. What the fuck is a queer and a cheer?
All right, you know, thumbs up and thumbs down. In the gay community, it's thumb in the butt, thumb out of the butt. That's what it is.
Oh, God. That's even worse than I imagined.
Yes, it's a big thumb, too. Come join us all month to celebrate heterosexuals, for without them, none of us would be here. Old State Saloon in the city of Eagle wrote in a Facebook post announcing a month of festivities and drink specials. Come celebrate the creation of life and have a mint julep. Every Monday in June will be Hetero Male Monday, with a free draft beer given to any heterosexual male dressed like a heterosexual male. This dude walks in and gets a free beer. The bar even puts out a call seeking a professional judge qualified to determine if men's chosen clothes is officially heterosexual, offering $15 per hour plus free beer as a compensation to anyone who thinks you have what it takes to determine straight threads. Dude, this guy is fantastic. I want to shit on it. That's funny, because now people are going to be like, I fucking know what dudes look like. I know. I like free beer.
the more you read, I'm slowly changing my opinion on this guy. I'm coming around to him.
Ready for Wednesdays, Bobby? Wednesdays will be for couples, where each heterosexual couple will receive 15% off their bill. Dude, you're going on a date during the week. You don't have a lot of money. You're going to a bar. It's like, it's not. I mean, the problem is you're bringing a girl to a date with a lot of men who are really proud of their heterosexuality, so they want to prove by trying to fuck your girlfriend. So that can be tough, but you're saving 15% at least. Thursdays are ladies' night. Heterosexual ladies, to be precise, with her.
That's where we should be a little more loose.
Ready? Her hetero happy hour. They spaced the words out. I like the pun. Promising happy hour prices for straight women all day long. The Facebook post drew nearly 2,000 comments within 72 hours, with a well-balanced mix of people applauding the subversive mock celebration and those who took offense. This is horribly disappointing. I can handle different political views. I cannot handle bigotry and hate towards marginalized communities, a Facebook user wrote. Another person weighed in, imagine being this insecure. How dare you have an entire month dedicated to your sexuality where you force people to listen to what your sexuality is and they shove that sexuality down your throat. God, not even to go with the month, just to go with a bar business. There are so many gay nights. There are so many ladies' nights. Why can't there be a male night? I mean, every night is not male. I'm tired of hearing that thing that every day is fucking straight white male day. No, it's not. It's not. Like, do we yell? Listen, I've been told for a fact that I wasn't booked on a show because for the money they can spend on me, they could get 3 women or gay people or someone of color to do that. So I'm like, why would you get 3 people to do the job of one person? And they're not going to be as funny as me. And they're like, well, we need to do that for the diverse part. Yeah, they're checking the boxes. And I don't check those.
I was doing the math that you're, it takes 3 of them to equal one of you. What kind of compromise that was.
Right, but they're like, well,
there was no fifths in there, so we're good.
Right, but also, yeah, there you go. But to think about that, it also tells me they're not even giving them the amount of money they would give me. They're giving less because they wouldn't do it. You know what I mean?
Oh, significantly less.
If I'm charging $300, they're paying them $50 each and getting half the price for 3 people and just filling the time. And I'm not trying to say I'm not taking away their opportunities, but you can book me one night and then book them the other night. You don't have to take away my thing because you feel like the audience wants. Because the people that are yelling for this, the people that are mad at this bar have never gone to that bar. Why do you care what's happening inside that bar? Why would you ever give a fuck what happens in those doors? Now, if you always went to a place that never did anything like that, and you were a gay couple, and you felt like it was a fun place for you, and you felt safe and have fun, and then one day they start posting that, I get your anger now. You're like, hey, I've been a customer here all the time. I've always spent money. We always tip. We do well. But now I feel like I'm being attacked in a way. And they're like, well, we're not attacking you. We're making fun. I go, I get it. But I come here and spend my free time here. It's odd. I would understand. Ain't no gay people in Idaho going to that fucking bar. This bar, I don't even think, to be honest with you, has customers. I'm guaranteeing that the 5 regulars that are normally there laughed about this and they made it up when it got attention. Like, it's kind of like when Always Sunny in Philadelphia, when they were going to start doing the gay night, but they didn't realize it was gay night. And they couldn't believe people came to their bar. Like, that's what I feel like this is. Like, they're like, holy shit, people are coming on Wednesdays now because we're giving 15% off. They must really believe in heterosexual. No, they just want a discount.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go where there's a discount.
I'm sure the food sucks.
I don't know, man. Heterosexuals make some pretty goddamn good food. That said, did you see what our beat reporter found?
No.
June 3rd.
Pride is a sin? I don't know. Who you know?
No. Thieves hit the Idaho bar that declared June Heterosexual Awareness Month. So the place got robbed and vandalized.
Well, what kind of thieves? Man, I might get that in the story.
I'm going to guess well-dressed thieves, Pat. I'm going to guess very, very stylish.
The judges.
Yeah.
Because by the way, but if you I don't know how that story ends up, but here, if you want to infiltrate this and ruin it, dude, no one's better at judging people's clothes than a gay man. You just pretend that you're straight. You go there and then you fucking tell them you tell straight men they don't look straight. You ruin their lives. And I don't know, those pants are a little fruity. Anyway, like, wait, what?
100%.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. You're trying to show the contours of your ass. I'm not trying to do that. I don't know. If I was gay, I'm not. But if I was gay, I would be looking at you different in those pants. That guy's ready to jump off a bridge now.
Make it a gay guy. Make it make it the one gay guy in your small Idaho town. And then nobody gets mad. What?
Oh, he'd feel like he's getting lynched, dude. He would not.
No, I'm saying if you go and you go, hey man, your job is to be like the clown at the carnival who mocks people until they pay to throw balls at the dunk tank. Like you're the gay judge. I think people would kind of get behind that. It would almost be like celebrating each other's differences rather than trying to separate because of them.
With the outpouring of people saying some people liked it, some people are mad about it. They did a follow-up post. The Old State Saloon, which Bobby, we should do a tour. We should go to the Old State Saloon and do a comedy show.
Do you think it's a franchise? Can we do it like the comedy show?
I don't think it's a franchise. In a follow-up post there addressing the brouhaha, but they spelled it the old way. No, but they spelled it the old way, dude. Did you know how it's spelled? It's an actual one word. According to them, it's one word.
BREWHAAA.
BROUHAHA.
Oh, I don't like BROU.
No, that's English, son.
Nah.
Lots of people are upset about Heterosexual Awareness Month and sought to clarify a few things. We love our LGBTQ plus patrons. We will not be changing our mind and give into the group of those who are responding with vitriol. 3, all are welcome to come celebrate Heterosexual with us in June, wrote the bar, which also hosts events such as conspiracy theory trivia nights with a rifle as the prize. And there's a picture of a guy holding the gun. Dude, this bar is insane. This is Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like, it really is. This is insane ideas. We're giving you a gun if you know conspiracy theory trivia. A commenter questioned the assertion.
Toby Keith was singing about, I love this bar.
Yeah, but when he heard about the LGBTQs going there, he killed himself. That's why Toby Keith's no longer with us. But anyway, if you love your LGBTQ patrons, prove it. Have a night for them too. In response, the Saloon wrote, we love our black patrons too. We love our white patrons. We love our patrons who work for UPS. We aren't doing special nights for those people, and we're not doing anything for LGBTQ+. We are choosing to celebrate heterosexuals. We should be able to do that without so many people being so nasty to us, lying about us, canceling us, attacking our business, and are trying to get us to make something about themselves. If you want us to change who we are, they're celebrating, get over it. It's not happening. Hooray for heterosexuals. And then it goes on how Pride Month started. Nobody cares. All right. Who's the piece of shit in the story? Is it the old saloon there in Idaho for doing this during Pride Month? Now, I understand doing heterosexual night and the joke of it, but also like, hey, if you can have a night for a group of people who just their sexuality, why can't you have one for all the nights? I don't understand the anger towards it. They're not saying do this because it's wrong to be gay. They didn't say that at all. You want people to celebrate you and Pride, and that's great, but why can't heterosexual also celebrate? You shouldn't be mad at other people wanting to. I get it. I get that you feel like you were oppressed, but every person who's involved in Pride, maybe like 4% aren't, but 96% of people involved in Pride were never oppressed or shunned. Dude, you 20-year-olds have been allowed to be gay and be in the forefront and accepted, except for like in some shit little area. But believe me, you call out on social media and it stops. You're not being shut down or stopped from getting jobs or doing things. You know who are? Women still. We're not support. I know Bobby hates them, but women don't get the fucking just do they still get. Gay men get more shit than straight men now.
Got the job from you.
What?
You just said 3 women took a job from you. Women get whatever the fuck they want. Not my fault. They're too dumb to negotiate pricing.
To be clear, I said female or gay. It really was 2 gays and a thing. Okay.
Right. Well, 3 women took the job from you, Pat.
And you know what? To be honest, they can have that fucking job. I knew the show was going to suck.
I get it.
But anyway.
Sorry. I got fired up.
No, but I understand what you're saying. I mentioned women. I get salute, Captain.
No, I'm about to jump off the chain here. I'm just waiting for you to throw it to me.
Yeah, Bad Kish, it could be Old White Guys Month as well. We can do all that. But they should be allowed to do, but in doing so, and then doing the attack on this and that, do it. But you can also be smart enough not to do it in June. It'd be funny if you did it in July. June was Pride Month. July is Hetero Month. You do it that way, you're not now by doing it in June, you are bringing attention. We don't agree. Well, you can say what you want. You're saying you don't agree with what the month is called. It's not officially. I know we all know it is that. It's not like some rule in the world said this is gay month. But like by doing your special in that month, you are kind of saying fuck your month. That'd be like having White History Month in February. It's like you're saying fuck your month. You could do it a different time. You can say in October is White History Month because in February is this. And then some people might say, hey, you shouldn't have your thing. Well, if you have one, we want to have one too. I can get it. But when you're doing it at the same fucking time, you know what I mean? You're kind of being a dick. So is it the bar for doing that? Is it the gay community for getting mad at this? Hey guys, you were never going to go to the old saloon that has conspiracy trivia night and gives out rifles. It's not your bar. You know what? You should be happy people with a closed-minded thing, are, in your opinion, not in mine, but in your opinion, you think they're closed-minded, are hanging out in one bar, not going to your bar. You know what I mean? You've got gay nights on Tuesdays. You've got your Queen's night on Thursdays. You have all these fucking nights that you do to celebrate all the people in your thing. Let them have their stupid nights. Who cares? I don't play darts, but I'll play once in a while. But like I don't play darts. But if a bar has dart night, I don't protest because I don't play darts. I just don't go to that bar on that night. You know what I mean? If someone's gonna have like a medium at their fucking place, and I don't care about ghosts and talking to spirits and shit, I just don't go that night. I don't yell at the place and get mad like a privileged little child because people aren't doing what I want. Like I said about comedians at the beginning, I'll say about this too. You want to change it? Open your own fucking business, throw whatever fucking night you want, and then shut the fuck up. If not, stop fucking caring what other people goddamn do. Who gives a fuck? I will never care where your penis is and its adventures. I don't care about your vagina. I don't care about your third parts. I don't care about your man pussies. Who gives a fuck anymore? Just be a person. Stop it with the sex. I can't wait to work this AI thing where we don't have parts anymore. And we're just a head and a goo. Like in that movie, like Pixar thing. What was it called? Fucking with the space. They're all just fat pieces of shit. And that robot ran around. I forget the fucking name of the movie.
Wally.
Wally, yeah, we're all Wallies. We're all just the fat tubs of goo and all that shit. Who gives a shit? Why do you care? Is it anyone who's now like, well, are we keeping Thursdays? I get Wednesdays is a couples night, and Mondays is hetero night. We better not lose conspiracy Thursdays where I can win yet another rifle. How many rifles are you allowed to win? How many rifles do you have? Do you have a rifle for every Thursday? Are you giving out 52 rifles a year? Is this legal? What's going on? Who's the piece of shit in this story?
The piece of shit in this story is anyone who cares, like who follows the stereotypes. Like, what the fuck is a heterosexual male other than that he puts a penis in a vagina? That's where the buck stops. Like, do you fuck puss or do you fuck cock? That's the only determining factor of are you
be ready for our new merch coming out soon.
Yeah, but seriously.
No, like, Bobby, it says that on the front. One more... And Bobby, real quick. It says that on the front. Do you fuck pussy, you fuck cock? And then we have two shirts we sell with a box checked either for one or three. One for puss, one for cock, or a shirt, the third one that has two checks. So we can sell it to everybody.
No, we don't sell the one with both checked. That's the one rule. We don't do that. But like, that's my point. Anybody who thinks there's a fucking stereotype, dude, we want to hit shit on women. Here we go. Like, if I have to hear, I'm so tired of heterosexual males behaving this way. How come I can't say all black people act this way? That's a problem. But if you want to stereotype my sex and my gender, then it's cool. Like, same with what the fuck is a heterosexual pants? You know what? I've seen a lot of goth people wear some baggy ass pants that aren't fucking heterosexual. Like, I'm so tired of being like, oh, all heterosexual men are bad. No, that dickhead who hurt you is bad. Not all heterosexual. Like, are all gays loud and flamboyant? No, 98% yes, but there's 2% no. Like, stop fucking stereotyping. I've done this a million times now. I just go, that's not my sex, because that's all it's become. Are you on the cool team or are you on the other team? Fuck all of you. I like the guy having a heterosexual. At first, I thought it was kind of like all those hard asses. Like, why can't we have a white Pride Month? Like, we get Black History Month. Why don't we have White History? But it wasn't. He was just taking advantage of his whole fucking community. He knows who his clientele is, and he
designed it specifically for them. That's okay. You can get distracted. I got distracted by that chat too.
Yeah, I know. I was like, sorry, but I was like, what the?
No.
I put up a lot of mad stuff. What the fuck? I'm listening to you. Like, holy shit.
No, I saw that too, and it was just like, no, what the fuck? But the point being, like, stop putting people into boxes. Just like, surprise, if you're gay, you don't have to talk like this. Hey, you could talk like Pete Angelo, who's, you know what I mean? Like, that's where we need to get to, where you don't look at somebody and go, I know what you are. You just, and you know what that person should do? Not tell you. They should keep it to them fucking selves, unless if that person wants to put their cock in your butt. That's when you should have that discussion. You said it yesterday. Everybody's running around. What's your sex? Like, oh, tell me about your... No. Just keep... You know why you go to a bar? To get drunk and fuck. So sure, he's being like, hey, we still have normal fucking here. You want to do that stuff that God closes his eyes for?
Normal fucking. They should change it from hetero to just normal fucking.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, like, most gay sex, kind of normal fucking too. Just more aggressive and painful. Now, lesbian fucking, that's just hot. Pat, who's your favorite
Well, they're not really
lesbians
fucking,
to
they're
fuck?
just rubbing, but the Olsen twins, are they
Sometimes like
lesbians?
shove a whole fist in. You never seen that?
By the way, my I don't know on your end, but I was lagging a little, so you with the fist was like even crazier. I was like, but,
Oh, I was being aggressive on purpose.
First of all, the guy's not a piece of shit for doing what he wants to do, because you want to know why? Because like what you said, he got creative. He came up, he didn't just say let's do that and do whatever. He had nights for it. And if you noticed, he didn't have a night for every day of the week. So people are like, where's our LGBTQ night? We have our regular patrons nights, weekends and things like that. As a person who helped run bars, and I've managed places like that and ran comedy clubs, I paid attention to one thing right away: when his nights were. On the nights that are slow. Mondays when there's not football. On Wednesdays in the middle of the week when people don't go out and drink as much. Happy hour times where people don't always come out because they're working weirder hours and shit like that. He's not doing Friday and Saturday night. He's not trying to make it so it's a crazy thing. But it's the fact that he's doing it, and it wasn't about, he celebrates couples. So what? And I know it's heterosexual straight couples, but the people that are obviously by him doing that, he's not going to turn away his clientele. If he had a 50% gay clientele, he would never do this. He's just catering to the people at his bar. Like if you're a local watering hole, a fucking shit hole in the wall bar, and one guy always eats the pickled eggs, and everyone else is like, why do you have this? Because Fred comes in and eats pickled eggs. I buy them because Fred comes in. If I don't have pickled eggs, Fred doesn't come in. Fred buys 10 beers every day he's here. I got pickled eggs. I don't even charge Fred for the pickled eggs. I make my money off the beers he drinks when he gets hungry from the pickled eggs. If he doesn't eat pickled eggs, I sell 6 beers to Fred. If he eats pickled eggs, I sell 10 beers to Fred. That's what I do. I'm not really having Fred Mondays. I just know my clientele. We had a jukebox for a while. Everybody got tired of the fucking jukebox. We don't do that anymore because they want to watch TV. I pulled the jukebox out. Yeah, you might come in as a new guy and say, I want jukebox. Where's the jukebox? You don't come here all the fucking time. So the piece of shit in the story,
jukebox.
Yeah, the piece of shit in this story is anyone who complains about things that don't fucking concern them. It's like, I really think, and listen, do I want censorship anywhere? Do I want to? No, but the fucking Asians have it right with some stuff, where some things are limited on the internet. And I'm telling you right now, I think that there should be somebody, there's monitors and there's gatekeepers of message boards and all this shit all over the world. There should be some kind of bot or thing that's made that counts the number of times you complain about stuff. And you should be allowed one complaint every 6 months about a certain thing. That's it. From your fucking internet where you're going from, you should be, if you're going to sit there and yell about the gays not having the right rights, or how can you make a movie about all white people? It's like, it's about fucking, it's about George Washington. There was white people there. It's like, no,
it's called Australia the movie. What did you want from us?
Yeah, you're complaining about this one thing. You get one complaint, so it better be fucking good, because you're not allowed. Now, every other post you try to put up, the bot reads it and goes up. You're yelling about a thing that doesn't involve you. Now, or you know, like some of the Facebook groups, if you try to join like a local town's group, some of them have a list first. It's like, do you live in the town? Do you have a business that you're promoting in the town? What's the reason you being here? And then they decide if you can be in the group or not. They do that with a lot of like women's only groups. It's like trying to make sure some guy doesn't try to get in, like this. They vet. That's allowed to do. You can do that.
Oh, trust
It should
me,
be
I
the
know.
same thing. When you ask that question, when you start writing, gay people should be allowed to have every night, and heterosexual men shouldn't have any nights. Any bar that should be shut down. It's like, where do you live? And you have to answer, I live in Pennsylvania. All right, that's nowhere near fucking Idaho. You're not allowed to make this comment. It's like, you'll never go to that bar. It's like, are you gay? No, you don't get to make this comment. You have no say in the game. Are you just a mouthy white woman? Yes. All right, you're banned from everything because Bobby's the new mayor in town, and that's what happens there. The piece of shit is anybody who thinks that their opinion fucking matters. Fuck you, Andy Warhol. I hate that you were that right. Everybody didn't get 15 minutes. They got fucking forever. Everyone got forever once we got the internet. Everybody should shut the fuck up. I don't care what that guy does at his bar. I'm not going to his bar. I don't care what happens at gay bars. I don't care what happens at any fucking bars. Like I've said every time, here's what I care about. Don't fuck kids. That's the only thing I care about. Besides that, you do you, baby girl. I don't fucking care. Who gives a shit? Shut the fuck up. If you're sitting behind your computer and you think that you're going to fucking be a better person because people like your yelling post, get together with those people. I want you to do this. When you write a post about like, fuck you being straight, and there's 80 likes, message all of them and get together. You're losers. You'll be in the room for 2 minutes and go, this is the biggest bunch of losers. We should gas this room and kill ourselves because we have no opinions. We're stupid sheep and we bought into a thing. You're wasting your life. Be a person. Go outside. Don't care. You know what doesn't have a straight night or gay night? The woods. Go to the fucking woods. Go enjoy it. Go frolic out there, you dumb elf.
They tried that though. That's what Hackamania was, wasn't it? They got all those people who like to scream online and put them in one room.
Hackamania. Oh, the comedy thing with Ray DeVito and stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. That, yeah.
I also love the idea of Facebook just every time you posting something asking, "Are you gay?" Like particularly where people say the umpire's right in certain videos. Just if every time you went to be like, no, I agree with what Angel Hernandez called, Facebook was like, you sure you're not gay? The last point I would like to make here real quick.
You know the robot thing where you click the you have to like find the bike parts to prove you're not a robot. They should have like a grid and it should be point out the famous gay icons and then you have to like circle them. And like I wouldn't get them right. I'm like, I don't know. Is Liberace an icon? I don't know. Shit, I don't know. And if you don't get it right, then you're not gay.
But Terry Nee brought up a point I was about to get to. Chumley's was the gay bar in State College, and that's where Penn State is. So it's a pretty progressive town. My best friend went to a college called Juniata, which was 30 minutes away down the Juniata River, and it was Pennsylvania. If you had a bar that during June, Pat, had gay night in Juniata County, do you know what it would essentially be? Crystal knocked for gay people. Like it would just be like, oh, they're all in one spot. Let's go get them. This is a small bar in Podunk, Idaho. You think people are going to be super progressive to gay people there? I don't think so. I think if you really were like, this is our gay night, all the gay people come here, the bar's getting burned down that night. You're going to have some flaming fags, is my point.
I have to plead ignorance because I don't know anything about Idaho. I know there's Boise because of like, I know anything about Idaho is because of like sports. You know what I mean? So I know the names of towns because of sports or things like that. I don't know if there's like a thriving city. I don't know if it's a blue state or red state. I don't know if it's got open culture, closed culture. I don't know anything about it. I just assume because the guy has that crazy night, but that's one bar. You can find bars in very liberal areas that seem like really, you know, fucking closed-minded and conservative. So I don't know, but I'm going to go with you on that. Yeah. Why are you expecting fucking, you know, lobster in a fucking McDonald's? You know what I mean? Like, if it really is this podunk place, you're yelling at the wrong people. You're not going to change their mind. And also, you're just reminding them you're annoying.
It's called Idaho, Pat, not Ida Queer.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. We've been POS. There's no, in the words of Bobby, there's no better than that. By the way, yes. Hello, Scott Fitzpatrick, by the way. And yes, Terry Nee. every day is Terry Nee's birthday, but this is Terry Nee's birthday today because he's been Ace Report. He's breaking news. We don't even need to look over stories. We just let Terry in his fucking ADHD and fucking coffee riddled day just go, what else we got?
Terry may be our new producer.
I would love it. He's probably got better internet than the both of us.
My second open mic ever was at the Chumleys in State College.
Here you go. I drove taxi in State College, picked up a ride at Chumley's, not knowing what it was. Best tip ever. Now, do you mean money or?
He didn't say leaky tip. Most leaky tip ever.
We haven't done many stories so far today, but man, the ones we did, they're fun.
Yeah, I think we killed it today.
I mean, do you want to do one more or you want to wait till tomorrow? We've done an hour and a half. We got a little time if you want.
Yeah, why don't we do one? Or do you want to save? I know you said the Caitlin Clark stories are kind of a trio. Do you want to say?
But yeah, but they all clump together, so it's not like it takes extra long time.
Okay, then yeah, let's do it.
I'd rather burn them today because it's been talked about so much. Now with
Perfect.
Caitlin Clark, if everyone is not aware, real quickly, I think you all are at this point. Caitlin Clark's the one WNBA player that you know. You know what I mean? It's you're saying that some people might think they might know one to one, but it's all been told to us who she is. Everyone knows who that lady is. Even once again, the grandma test, because of everything happening, your grandma's like, she's that one girl who's like really good at basketball and now plays with the other ladies, right? That's what she'd say, which is super insulting, but that's what it would be. Caitlin Clark was the all-time league scorer in college. That girl, by the way, you want to know why got no rest? In the NBA, when you get drafted, you still wait several months before you start playing. You get drafted and you're playing like a couple, like baseball. You're playing a couple weeks later, which is kind of crazy. And she's just drafted, and then 2 months after the NCAA finals, you're in a league. Like there really is no, especially with her in the whirlwind and in the practice and all that. But and I hate to say this, but just like people, like Bobby gets mad. It's not my words. Just like women are. Women can't just be happy that someone's drawing them attention. You say you want your all for women. You would think the WNBA, every woman to a T would be like, this is great. Go, Caitlin. We love you. They're all like, no, fuck you. The first part of this 3-part story is about the other super rookie who came out this year and is not feeling like she's getting the attention that she wants. And it's about, what's her name is Angel Reese. Angel Reese. Oh, is that the one I want? No, Angel Reese pushes back on WNBA Caitlin Clark popularity because her narrative, hey, it's because of me too. Caitlin Clark has been getting all the attention. Everyone's saying, wow, we're getting celebrities to come to shows. We're getting ESPN coverage all the time. Not sports shows like ESPN are discussing us regularly and not just like once a month or some shit like that. And yes, it's because of this Caitlin Clark mania. But Angel Reese is saying, listen, me too. And she literally says in this interview, she says, 20 years from now, people are going to look back and say it was me. I'm not going to say it was Caitlin or other people. It was me. Like, what? If it is you, you don't need to have this interview. You don't even need to talk about it because Caitlin Clark's not doing that interview. People are running to her. And Caitlin Clark's teammate, Chennedy Carter, is the reason that everyone's talking about Caitlin Clark right now because Chennedy Carter gave a very hard foul, and it's in a series of a lot of people roughing up Caitlin Clark and banging her. So all these women are like, fuck you, you got to learn respect. You got to learn respect, you got to earn your dues, but you don't got to beat the shit out of the person that's making. If Caitlin Clark gets hurt and can't go to games, people are literally going to ask for their money back on their tickets. Do you understand that? They don't want to watch you. If they wanted to watch you, they would have watched you last year. Now, that's not directed at Angel Reese because she wasn't there last year. Now, will the WNBA turn around and go, if Caitlin Clark got hurt and go, Angel's also amazing, everyone embrace Angel and try, it's not going to work the same. And I know you want to play the race card because it's a white woman. White women don't get the respect that you guys all think they get. They do not. It's crazy. Just to have that women fickle. Just be happy it's a woman. If you're really good, Angel Reese, if you're better than Caitlin Clark, then just keep doing what you do. And then what's going to happen? People that watch the games for the first time are going to go, this Caitlin's good, but holy shit, have you seen this Angel Reese? It's the Scottie Pippen theory. Scottie Pippen is a great basketball, but he wasn't doing it. No one knew who he was in fucking Seattle. He starts standing next to Michael Jordan, and everyone's watching Jordan. But when you watch Jordan, you go, dude, this other fucking guy, holy shit. I mean, I know he's with Jordan, but my God, he's good. Like when he plays. So when Jordan did leave for a little bit and it was like Pippen with Kukoc, you weren't like, oh, this isn't going to work. You're like, now Pippen gets to be Pippen. You know what I mean? Yeah, they didn't get to win it. It wasn't Jordan, but still, the eyes were on him. He could have been sitting there going, what the fuck's up with Jordan? Why the fuck do you... Clyde Drexler could have been yelling that forever. You think he's... I'm fucking better than him. And why aren't you paying attention to me? I'm the great guy. I also dunk like that. I also score... What, because I'm in Portland? I don't get the fucking same media? No, he was like, that guy's amazing and he's great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He has a great... He's a incredible basketball player. I love playing against him. And he gets to prove his worth. And when they did play against each other, people were like, wow, these are the two best shooting guards right now in the NBA. That's all you have to do with that. But Bobby, the other day, you had said that you feel, once again, Bobby, 2 for 2 and being right with things. You had said they need to get an enforcer. And I said to you, well, who the fuck would do that? Well, guess who agrees with you? Caitlin Clark's boyfriend, who went out on Twitter and said they need to hire an enforcer to protect her. Someone's got to have her back since I can't be out there and having her back. And someone needs to protect her. They're hurting my girlfriend, and she's the one making them money. Stephen A. Smith got called out when he was on his fucking First Take show by a female, Maggie Nutt on the show. And Maggie Nutt was yelling about, like, why aren't we talking more about this? All this stuff. We should have been talking about women's basketball 3 years ago. And Stephen Smith's like, why the fuck would we talk about it 3 years ago? There wasn't this one person that made everybody care. I was supposed to just talk about it when people didn't want to hear about it. People watch our show for the trending sports stories. This wasn't trending. If you want women's basketball to succeed, ladies, go to the fucking games. Talk about it as much as you talk about the fucking Real Housewives and Vanderpump and all that shit. If you want us to care, fucking talk about it. Then they do it. You're like, all these men, everyone cares about the Super Bowl because men don't shut the fuck up about football. That's why people like football, because no one shuts the fuck up about it. I don't watch football all year. I watch the Super Bowl and I know everything about it because it's in my news feeds and everywhere. You show your passion for it. If you care about something, go to that thing. If you care about that bar in Idaho and you want to be gay, go to that bar in Idaho and change their mind. Show support, they'll do it. Instead of just sitting there and yelling and shit. So Stephen A. Smith, like, this is dumb. And she's like, this is, you're setting women back. And he's like, who cares? Who cares about that? Pat McAfee then came out on his show and called Caitlin Clark the white bitch, which is kind of crazy, but he kind of meant like in charge. But everyone's like, whoa. He's like, yeah, this white bitch, she's just fucking changing everything. Yeah, so WNBA is getting all mad and upset about everything. Angel Reese, Caitlin, the Kennedy girl, all these people are upset because this girl is getting them attention. It's like they didn't want people to know that they were even playing this sport, but they've been complaining about not getting money and this and that, whatever. You've been yelling and crying and screaming that the NBA is not helping you enough, that men aren't supporting you enough, that the media is not covering you enough. Like, where's the money? We're great athletes. So then, yes, what did they do? Well, I'll give them credit. Caitlin Clark is very good. Don't get me wrong. She's a great basketball player. But yes, they got PR and media hype behind someone and put the machine behind someone for the first time ever to make us know about it. Once again, why do we know about her? Because people didn't shut the fuck up about it. They finally strapped a rocket to somebody. And if that rocket goes into your orbit, you're going to be seen too. Shut the fuck up. I'm not saying you can't play D on her. I'm not saying you can't say something about like her ethics and stuff. But to fucking try to hurt the person, to cripple her, to call her a bitch, to say she sucks, to say you're better than her. Grow up. You could finally make money. People watch this, go, I would watch it, but it's weird. They hate each other. When I watch the NBA, they don't hate each other.
And
Jason Tatum was said the other day, he's like, Anthony Edwards is the future of this shit. Why would Jason Tatum say that? He's a guy who's in that same stratosphere. Because
he was tired, Pat. He was vandalizing a bar in Idaho.
Yes, he was. Jason Tatum and all the other players who want to lift up these other guys, they want you to love the NBA. And because they all know it makes them more money by doing that, by saying, hey, it's cool that Indiana finally has a reason to have people go watch their games because nobody was supporting the men's team. I would say that. Maybe too bad Caitlin didn't play for the Pacers. They might have beat the Celtics. They needed, with Halliburton hurt, they need a real point guard. Make those jumps. But to say I'm better than her in 20 years from now, bitch, if you keep running your mouth and you guys keep doing what you're doing, you're not going to be around in 20 years.
No, you're Isaiah Thomas.
If you drive Caitlin Clark out, there's no WNBA in 20 years.
Even if she is on that level, and she continues to make that point, she becomes the Isaiah Thomas in your Jordan metaphor. The guy who arguably should be discussed as one of the greats, but isn't because of how he acted like a dickhead to the person that was crowned the GOAT. You know what I mean? Like, if Angel Reese continues to be petty and miserable the whole time, it's going to define her career, not the other way around.
By the way, good morning, Chris Abels. How are you? How's it going? We do the Scott monkey thing all the time, so I'm not going to do it. We give Scott his credit. I even did it on his show to him, so we're good. But good morning, sir.
Morning, Chris.
I'd watch your show, but I quit drinking, so I don't want to go back into a athletic fit. So
that's what it should be called. I love relapse with Chris Abels.
Yes, I love Chris, and I love Bobby. Bobby Fran's the fucking best. Watch Bobby Fran shows during the day is a fun thing to watch. If you're eating lunch and just chilling out, it's the difference of this. We're yelling and screaming about stuff. Bobby's all about love and togetherness and stuff, and Bobby does a great job. Please check his shit out.
Thanks.
Whatever Bobby Fran's doing, you should be subscribing to that. That's it. That guy's great.
I thought you meant a different Bobby, but that's okay.
I share my love. You've gotten 2 fucking shout outs and a salute today. What do you want? Bobby Tuesday.
What do I want, Pat? I can't say on here. I'm going to get in big trouble.
Who's the piece of shit in this story? There's a million things, so I'm not even going to suggest it, Bobby. Who do you feel is the piece of shit in all this shit?
There are several pieces of shit, starting with Caitlin Clark. Yes, they probably should have an enforcer like her boyfriend said yesterday. But you have to be able to defend yourself some too. You know what I mean? Like, you mentioned all of those NBA stars. All of them fought at some point. I mean, Reggie Miller punched Jordan in the back of the head 9 times because of a scuffle. Like, if in order for your team to feel like they should protect you, you have to protect yourself. So she's partially at fault here. Like, if the minute that girl hits you and you fall down, and instead of flopping, you get up and you grab her by the throat, the refs are going to be watching your play a lot closer. And I'm not trying to say do something cheap or you need to send a message, but literally just if they know anytime there's a cheap shot on you, you're going full Draymond, they're going to watch you closer. It's just a natural result. I think her team needs to find some enforcers, but I think most importantly, you nailed it. This is how you get to Caitlin Clark. You trash talk. That's what gets you the publicity. The physical action is going to cost you money, right? It's almost like a fight where 2 guys are getting into it, like McGregor and Khabib were going back and forth. And then McGregor showed up and threw shit into his bus and injured real people. You're like, no. The talking was getting us the money. Now you've ruined the product. You can't ruin the product. And that goes for Angel Reese. I haven't seen Diana Taurasi take a cheap shot yet. But if she doesn't, then she did exactly what we were saying. You know what I mean? You're bringing attention to the rivalry, but you're not hurting her. But I think, honestly, the way I would handle this and the reason why everybody is a piece of shit is you nailed it. Go in and be like, I am so thankful for the opportunity to get to play against Caitlin Clark. She has brought such a spotlight to the WNBA that now you guys can see how much better I am at basketball. Right? Like, you nailed it. If you're that good, just be like, I'm so thankful she's here because now you're going to get to see me. And say that out loud. The biggest piece of shit in this story, though, and not just based on size, is Angel Reese. You're shooting 35% from the field. And you're not a 3-point shooter. You're a layup shooter. You are not playing good basketball right now. You're not the reason anybody... I have yet to see an Angel Reese highlight from this season. I've seen a number of WNBA highlights. Let other people say that for you. You've been a star long enough to know that by now. You don't become a star by saying you're the star. You let other people do that for you. So pretty much everybody involved is a piece of shit. Also, Ron Artest is a piece of shit because just say you're a woman now and go defend Caitlin Clark. Like, I'm telling you, you put Meta World Peace in a jersey with a wig on. Nobody's touching my girl, Caitlin. Who's your piece of shit?
Okay, I agree with a lot that you said. I do. But I think the reason why Caitlin Clark can't go all thug life is the main reason is because of the impact that she's having right now on this league. You know what I mean? Like, it's yes, in the NBA now, there are many stars, but there's also so much money in advertising and individual contracts and shoe deals and all these things that are there that these players can speak their minds, and the Nikes of the world or the Gatorades and all that and New Balance, they don't mind them. They hire them knowing their brand and their personality so they can say what they want. They can act the way they want. They can do things. We keep up bringing up Draymond Green. Draymond Green can speak his mind. I don't know if you saw I almost texted you yesterday because it was great, but you haven't watched it. Pat Bev went on Gilbert Arenas yesterday.
No.
And Nick, and he brought what's his name from Barstool with him, the white kid.
Oh, yes.
He wasn't allowed to talk at all, but he was fun when he did quip in. But they also had their regular cast and crew. So they had Kenyon, they had everybody, but also Nick Young was sitting in. Dude, it was fucking awesome. A lot of talking over each other, but a lot of stuff. And Pat Bev is one of those people who's always spoken up in his mind and said things, whatever. But he's able to do that because he's built his brand and do that. It's not going to hurt him. If anything, teams are like, we know that you go out and do that. You do your shit. As long as you keep playing D and doing the thing you do, we don't mind what you do. He's gotten in trouble before, but you don't mind hiring that kind of player because of that. The WNBA needs Caitlin Clark, but more so needs her marketability to get real sponsors. So right now, if Caitlin, it's kind of like when the WWE was doing all their shit. Remember when the WWE was like the Attitude Era and everybody liked that in wrestling, and they were doing the womanizing things and they were doing like all the violence and all that. But then they started to get real advertisers involved. When McDonald's wanted to get involved, when Budweiser wanted to get involved, they're like, hey, you got to tone it back a little. And they had to make that decision. Do we go PG-13 and take this big money? Right now, if Caitlin Clark is known as a cheap shot person or hitting people, these people that are now going into the market might pull it back because it makes them look bad. You know what I mean? Like Shane Gillis with Bud Light was a counter to another thing they did wrong. If they never had the transsexual person, they probably wouldn't have signed Shane Gillis. I hate to say that, but it's facts. They kind of did it to kind of come back. They go, we're gonna counter what we did before and do a 180 with it. But they wouldn't have gone with that because normally, like, we don't want the guy who talks about Down syndrome and then talks about Trump and things like that being our spokesperson, you know? I know you're laughing and smiling. I turned off comments on purpose so I could focus and talk to you. So I can't see what's going on there. But I do feel bad for what you go through when I stare over there now. But anyway,
I apologize.
No. Smile. I'm happy you're doing that because I'm happy. I'll turn it on in a second. So Caitlyn can't do that shit. But the piece of shit in this story is the WNBA. Whoever their David Stern is, whoever their fucking what's his name now? The skinny Jewish Adam Silver. I almost said Phil Silver. He was the gay fucking actor of the 50s. For not really throwing up. Yeah, Angel Reese got fined $10,000. Kennedy got fined $5,000, or maybe it was $1,000. It was.
She got fined more than the girl who hit her.
Well, no, Kennedy's actually went up to about $1,000 or so. It went higher than that afterwards. They're throwing out fines for that kind of stuff, but her fine wasn't for what she said. Their fine was more so for the not doing the interview she was supposed to do afterwards. The media, when she's being part of her contract is you're supposed to talk to me. You came in as a star in her contract. She's one of the stars who's supposed to talk. She refused to talk to the media. They have to fine you for that. That happened to AI back in the day as well.
And Marshawn
Piece of shit is anyone who's not taking a stance here going, we got to protect our product. The Jordan rule came in place for a reason. You know what I mean? There's rules now for stars all the time. LeBron has rules for him. We all know it. We all make jokes about it. We say whatever. If LeBron wasn't doing what he was doing for this long, the eyes wouldn't have been there. You got to it's a business. You got to take care of the moneymaker. That's the moneymaker. Caitlin Clark, I'm sorry, ladies. She's the one that was chosen. There might be players that are better than her. You know what I mean? In my mind, when Jordan was playing and AI was playing, AI was better. Right now, when Kyrie's playing and LeBron's playing, Kyrie's better. But there's a markability to one and not the other. So therefore, you go to the markability one, and I'm not shitting on Jordan, and I'm not shitting on LeBron. But because you protect that person, you're not going to protect the other one. But when that one shines, a Damian Lillard, he's a fucking superstar. That guy can score like anybody's business. It's crazy how good he is. But he's not going to be the star because he doesn't have the marketability. So therefore, he's going to get bumped and hit in the same way. Reggie Miller was a fucking megastar. He was doing shit that Steph Curry did now to make foot better before they were allowed spacing and things. But he doesn't have the marketability that Michael Jordan had. So therefore, you don't protect Reggie as much. You protect Caitlyn at all fucking costs. You don't give a fuck. And you know what? If you don't like what's happening with our business, us who owns a business that has been losing money for the last fucking years, we're going to fine you because we need your money to pay our electric bill. That's how bad it's fucking going. The other day I saw a video and someone wrote, "Why can I see shadows in a WNBA game?" And you look at the video. Dude, what arena have you ever been in where you saw players' shadows because of the lighting? That means your lighting is poor. That means you don't have them all on. That means that's crazy that you can see shadows in a fucking in the NBA. When have you seen shadows on the court?
Well, Pat, when you only have to light the first 4 rows of the audience,
that's what they're saying.
Situations.
In wrestling, they call that a dark house when you close off the outside part so you can't see there's nobody in the fucking audience. They do this thing. You got
at comics, they draw the curtain.
Yeah, if you women are all mad and upset about it, guess what? Go play overseas. Go over there. You know what? We're going to sign people who are going to be on board with the Caitlin Clark era.
Or beat them at their own game. What's Wilt Chamberlain's greatest argument against Jordan of all time? They changed the rules to protect you. They changed the rules to stop me. Angel, if you're this dominant, you're the one doing it. We should see it with them changing the game around you. Right? Like, they had to change the rule of how you could shoot free throws because Wilt would just dunk from the free throw line every time he had to shoot a free throw. Become that dominant. And then that's how you change the discussion. You're not going to shape the narrative by talking. You're going to shape the narrative by playing. Go drop 100 points on Caitlin Clark. You don't think people are going to fucking talk about you then?
I don't remember when pro bowling went through this fucking Ricky Smith. By the way, and 2 things. A, Matt Sloan, you're 100% wrong. Europe is not way harder. All the European players came to the NBA. We play European basketball now. It's been like for the last 6 years. We're playing that level, but with people that can actually dunk. And Husey, holy shit. I shouldn't share this, but I'll share it for 2 seconds because fucking you win. Jesus Christ. Dude, you win.
Husey was the one.
This is our new award. My favorite offensive post of the day goes to Husey. We'll call it, you know what? Once a week, Bobby, we will choose one and we'll call it the Husey Award. Because I don't think anyone beats Husey at these things. The Husey Award will be given out every week. Of course, the first week, Husey has to win it. But next week, coming forward, we'll look at the comments and we see one we like. We'll award it. We won't have to wait till the end of the week. When we see one we think is that, it'll now get the Husey Award.
Husey was the reason you noticed I was laughing at the chat because earlier he said Chris Abels thinks Terminator 2 is called Terminator 2 because it has 2 Terminators in it. The stupidity just made me laugh.
Dude, fucking Husey, I salute you, my friend. I know I see a lot of people get mad at Husey for being on certain things. I like what he brings to the table. And that, you know what? Caitlin Clark needs to be like Husey. Everyone else is like, I don't know if I fucking like this person. I don't know why they're there. But you know what? Husey does not change to who he is. Husey's like it or hate it. I'm fucking Husey. Caitlin Clark needs to go, listen, I'm going to be here for a long time. Get the fuck over it. What she doesn't need is her boyfriend talking for her because that's going to piss off a lot of the women in that locker room. Because they, oh, wait, now you're straight too? Where are you from? Idago.
Yeah, what are you doing, you dumb bitch?
Be a lesbo.
Also, I also can't tell sometimes Caitlin Clark or Howard Stern Husey. So that's fair. Matt Sloan, you would have been up there too today. Obviously, Terry, we could give a beat reporter award for the Terry Nee if you bring a story that we present.
Well, no, I think a lot happened. Terry Nee got a promotion. Terry Nee is now our ace beat reporter. A lot happened today. By the way, hi Ricky.
Even supposed to be live.
Yeah, I remember he came in there. We had some new people doing comments and stuff like that. No, we love that everyone's doing the chats, but I think that's a fun thing. Now, I want people to challenge themselves. Listen, we're going to be true to who we are too. We don't get a ton of views. We know we're not going to get fucking, we can't get canceled because no one knows who the fuck we are unless people just want to be assholes. So why not? As long as you're not saying the word or two we can't put up there, go for it. And if we find the one that gets the Husey Award every week, someone gets the Husey Award, and if you win more than 2 Husey Awards in a month, then if you want, you could be a future guest on the show.
Unless if you're Husey. I'm just kidding. I love you, Husey.
Well, I don't think he wants to be on the show.
I'm just kidding. I love you, Husey.
We don't get him any views. He get more views on his show.
That's what I'm saying.
But speaking of that, the way that works is that, listen, Bobby, we're gonna finish the show. Thank you guys so much. But real quick, I gotta ask you this question. This is real. Maybe Husey can answer this for me or other people. Chris Abels, if he's watching stuff like that. Okay. I watch some of these shows that are the ones in the Dabbleverse where they're getting super chats and things, and it's just losers who don't have any content or whatever, but they get super chats. How did they get the hours and hours of views that they need? I mean, I know you can pay for it. Maybe they did. And if they did, then fine, just tell me that, because we can't get, we can't get fucking super chats right now. We have the followers. We just don't have the hours of views, and to catch up on that because people aren't watching all the way through. And I understand that, but trying to put out, that's why I also wanted to do today. I think we need to go forward and do 4 days a week live on here because we need the more hours right now. To go over on Patreon makes no sense. We need more of the views. So please please subscribe, but also share, and please ask people to watch the shows. But if you guys can just put the playlist on and let it play, it's great. But if you guys can answer me, and by the way, yes, Scott, click the bean button, all that stuff. Tell me how we're supposed to get these hours up. Because that's the one thing we need so we can have the super chat so we can move forward and get this thing. We got a fun group of people. We'd like to support so we can keep the show going. We'd like to fucking step up our graphics, step up our fucking sound, all these kind of things. But it takes money to support this thing. We're fucking taking hours out of our mornings, each hour, getting up early and doing this. We love doing it. So we're not saying like we're doing it for you. We love that you guys are here. So if you can help us answer it, how the fuck do we get the super chat so we can grow and do shit? How do I get these hours? Like, so you guys that know that, usually maybe get a skirt with some big milkers and sweet fart box. Is that what Joey C has? Like, I don't know, because that guy's like super chat somehow. And like I don't have a puppet. I get why a puppet has it. I watch a puppet do a show all the time. But like, how do you build up these people that don't do it? I don't know. Maybe you can message us, do whatever. Me just complaining. 4 days a week will get you there. Chris, we've been doing 3 days a week. It's not getting the long hour. But we're like literally 1,500 hours away. We're supposed to get like 3,000. We're about like 17 and change hours in the last year, and we're at like 1,300 away. And that's a long time to catch up and do that. I'm not paying for shit. I'm not. It defeats the whole purpose, and it feels cheap.
I think we're gonna get there, Pat. In the words of Buster Douglas's dad, you've always had great hands. So I say, let them motherfuckers fly and see what happens. We always put out a great show. We're adding a 4th day a week. This is gonna be it, and we're gonna be in the big time, buddy.
Oh no, I
I
believe in the show. I should grow up? What happened? Why was I told to grow up? If I grew up, the show wouldn't be any good. Good morning, Cupcake Corner with American Cupcake.
Good morning.
If I grow up, there's no show. This whole show is the fact that you and I are delusional and yell about shit and having opinions. 2 white men with opinions in the morning. That should be the name, but it's too long.
Yeah, if it was 2 white women with opinions in the morning, then everybody would listen, but it would make no sense.
So, I mean, everyone there, if you want to support us now, you can just put the thing underneath, but you could do the Venmo. We want you on the Patreon. We want to put more content there. Head over there. We do put a lot of content out. It's fine. For $3 a month. If you can't do that, you want to Venmo us. It's, do Venmo it to me. I'll send it half to Bobby, but like it's Pat-Oates on Venmo, whatever. But we want the super chats. We want to be more fun that way. So we got to figure out some way to do that kind of shit. So, hey, all you guys with shows out there anyway, the Chris Abels and the Bobbies and all that, if you guys ever want guests to come on the show so we can talk to your people and get them to come over here and watch, Bobby and I we don't have to do it together. We can do it separately, whatever. We're definitely down to be guests on your guys' shows, and you guys want to come on here, we'll do that. Let's work together, do that kind of shit. We love all the Bobby Franz group is fucking awesome for us. Stormy putting out the alerts all the time. You guys are amazing. Terry Nee for always retweeting our shit. Very good. I'm not on Twitter, Chris, but I should put all that shit up there. You know what, Bobby? I think I have to finally do that. I think I finally do a POS mornings one, but I'll have to put one where I just try to build that up on Twitter again. I just stayed away from it for a long time. It's been like 4 years since I've been on Twitter. I don't like the anger, but whatever. It's great. But good. Thank you guys so much for watching today. For everybody that joined in the chat. For Husey for now making the Husey Award. For Terry Nee for helping us out with our breaking news. For Kish as always being the first one there and saying hi. For Matt Sloan. For fucking Ricky Smith. For the Cupcakes for jumping in the last second. For everyone else that jumped in, I forgot. V, of course. We love you, V, so much. You're great. Everyone there. We always appreciate you guys being here. You're awesome. Bobby, anything else?
Nope. If you're looking for something to do in Manhattan, June 19th, I'll be on Casket Comedy with former guest. What's his name? You remember him. And then
More
No, I know.
importantly,
Who is it? Who's that
Joe
guy?
Ferraro. Joe Ferraro. I couldn't remember his name. For
Oh,
a
that
second
kid
there.
guy who
Yeah,
has like that
he-
weird lisp.
Yep, but he books a hell of a show. So
Oh,
I'll be there.
we've got handicap week.
I didn't even think about that. We do.
Wednesday we have a guy with a lisp, and Friday we have a blind guy.
No, that's casket comedy. I'm sorry. I could see if Joey's free Wednesday. We have,
Oh wait! Oh, I thought you said we had that guy on Wednesday.
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
I was plugging a show. That's out there.
All right.
Oh, thanks, Matt. I'll see you then. And more importantly, though, if you're going to see live comedy, Pat Weathersfield, what would you recommend?
Going any other weekend but ours. No, it's like they got great shows every weekend. June 28th and 29th, you can see Bobby and I in Weathersfield at the River. Tickets at comedycraftbeer.com. Be a fun show. If you can't make it to my album recording, where it's gonna be me and Bobby at Comics Mohegan Sun at Mohegan Sun Casino for the entire weekend, August 8th and 10th. Go to that show, 29th. You'll see what basically my set is going to be for the album. But yeah, we would love you guys to come out. The link I was told will be out by the end of the week or so. We'll have the link up soon. But August 8th, 9th, and 10th, Comics Roadhouse at Mohegan Sun. I'll be headlining, recording my album. We're doing video and audio. We want you guys there to be with us. We want to do some podcasts from there too at the casino. We're going to be there for a couple days and nights just hanging out. We will love that all you guys are all around New England coming down there. So come see me and Bobby, and then come see us at Weathersfield as well. And if you guys have places like Terry, if you know of any places in the area, you can email. Let's have Pat and Bobby perform at this comedy club. Tell them that. Hopefully they hit us up. We perform there. If you know people, get us out there. Bobby and I want to do shows in your area. I know
Pat
you'll be
and
there,
Bobby
Matt Sloan. I'm
coming-
gonna make sure you're not sitting in the front, you loud bitch. But anyway,
Pat
love
and
you,
Bobby coming to the side pocket at the Shippensburg Casino because that's the only
you know
comedy
what?
club
That'd
near
be fun.
Terry.
I would do it. And we're also going to be trying to get a gig now at the old saloon in Idaho. So let's see what we're going to do.
Yeah, it might just be called Bobby's new favorite bar.
Yes. I like how you're like, well, the one change, you have to name it after me. They're like, all right, dude. Relax.
We did need a face to all this hate we've been putting out there. Thank you, Bobby.
That's it.
On that
So,
note, if you can't join him, Pat, I think you should beat him.
and
Don't be a piece of shit.
oh yeah, good. I forgot that.